yo, we lit out here. Big Gans against the lifestyle, yo, we lit out here. Big Gans against the lifestyle, yo, we lit out here. Big Gans against the lifestyle, yo, we lit out here. Big Gans against the Big Gans against Big Gans against Yo, wow. One thing, I own the motherfucking month of July. One thing, I own the motherfucking month of July. I own the motherfucking month of September. I own the motherfucking month of July. I own the motherfucking month of September. You said you gon' One thing, I own the motherfucking month of July. I'm the only one that's traveling. I'm the only one that's outside. You gotta wait till motherfucking August, September for the rest of them motherfuckers. I own the motherfucking month of September. You said you gon' do the motherfucking who's lit for the week or every 2 weeks or whatever. Yo, Big Gans against the lifestyle. Yo, we lit out here. Yo, I own the motherfucking month of July. And that's what it is. It's against the lifestyle. Yo, we lit on the Malachone. Yo, I'm out. I'm out. Salute the Razor Ray. Salute the Big Super. Big props to everybody else. Yo, we lit. I'm out. Yo, we lit. I'm out. Yo, we lit. I'm out. Yo, we lit. I'm out.
I got an update. I got
1 2 mic check. 1 2 mic check. Let me know if y'all can hear my mic. Let me know how I sound. 1 2 mic check. Put a 1 in the chat if my mic sounds nice. One, two, mic check. 1 2 mic check. Let me get a 1 in the chat if the mic sounds nice. It's Big Gans on the set with no regret. Shout out to Lounge Low from the 160. Shout out to the whole Killer Hill. Know what I'm saying? I'm going to go old school. If any Parkillians in the building, I'm going to go old school for y'all. Shout out to the Rec Posse. Shout out to the DMD Posse. That's old school 1980s. OG Davis in the building. Let me add him to the stage. Yo, what up?
What up? What up? What's good?
What's good? We in the building. We in the building. Yo, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Know what I'm saying? I had a whole diatribe to start off with. Know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna start off with something else because I've been playing this. I've been playing this in the background on Instagram for a minute now. You know what I'm saying? But hold on. Before we even start that, let's go here with this. Y'all know how I do. It's always the center of the day. And the center of the day, bar number 9, Lafayette Street. Know what I'm saying? We got it right here. As you can see, bar number 9, Lafayette Street. Know what I'm saying? This is for spring, summer, fall. Know what I'm saying? This will get you through 3 seasons. Bar number 9 is an Oriental Fougere fragrance for men and women. Lafayette Street was launched in 2018. The top notes are bergamot, flowers, cardamom. The middle notes are apple, ambroxan, vanilla, and the base notes are tonka bean, woody notes, and ambergris. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. OG Davis, what up?
Chilling, my guy. Chilling.
Okay.
That's it. Just
Know what I'm
finished eating.
saying? Just finished eating. I hear you.
Whew.
I hear you. What you was eating?
Well, I'm preparing my Sunday dinner, which is a roast chicken. It's gonna go in the oven tomorrow. I still F with the pig a little bit.
Oh,
I had
man.
some pork chops, some wild rice, some mixed green peas and corn with some baked macaroni and cheese.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Sounds good. Sounds good other than them pork chops. We don't do that over here.
yeah, I mean, you know, from time to time, Not on the regular like back in the days, you know.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So shout out to the 15 people that got their eyes on this. Hit that motherfucking like button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the Gangster Lifestyle. Me and OG Davis, we in the building. Check it. I'm working on a new intro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DJ Skills. I gotta hit him with something. He said he did a new little intro for me, and I'm trying to put it together. So the next live we're gonna have that. Listen, I know we've been away for a while, and you see the title. You are what you attract. Shout out to the 16 people that got their eyes on this. Hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the Gangster Lifestyle. We're gonna push that subscribe throughout this whole live tonight because we're trying to get this up to 3,000. You know what I'm saying? I've been sitting on 2,800, 2,835 to be exact for the longest. So if you're not subscribed, if you new to the show, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Jamies. Shout out to Lil Will Too Nice. You know what I'm saying? He said my mic sounds nice, like Lil Will Too Nice. We in the building. You know? So like I said, y'all see the title. You are what you attract. Now, I've been sitting on this live for a minute. You know what I'm saying? OG Davis, I told you I had the title back in when I was in Medellin. I've been sitting on this title since I was in Medellin for a full week. But you know, I didn't want other YouTubers that was in Medellin at the same time thinking I was taking shots at them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't. Even though I was ready to use them, I didn't want them thinking that I was taking shots at them. But yo, before we get into it, I want to play this because it's been running in the background. I had it running in the background for a minute now. So it might change the direction of the show. You know what I'm saying? But I want to go here and I want to play it because it speaks to what we always be talking about. Shout out to the notorious Coach Greg Adams. You know what I'm saying? We receivers of his message and we push the message on to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So here we go with Chad Ochocinco Johnson.
All my friends are single right now. You got some dating advice for them?
No, stay single. Why would you want to added expense? That's dumb.
But love doesn't always cost. Sometimes love could be real.
Always costs. Always. In what world?
You got your heart broken a couple times?
Never.
Why you never get your heart broken?
They have logic and common sense.
Sounds very transactional.
Everything in life is transactional. Everything. No matter how you try to splice it, no matter what these therapists and people try to say, everything is transactional.
What about a prenup?
Why not just not do it?
Don't you get lonely ever?
Buy a dog.
All my friends are single right now. You got some dating advice for them?
No, stay single. Why would you want to added expense? That's dumb.
But love doesn't always cost. Sometimes love could be real.
Always costs. Always. In what world?
You got your heart broken a couple times?
Never.
Why you never get your heart broken?
They have logic and common sense.
Sounds very transactional.
Everything in life is transactional. Everything. No matter how you try to splice it, no matter what these therapists and people try to say, everything is transactional.
What about a prenup?
Why not just not do it?
Don't you get lonely ever?
Buy a dog.
All my friends are.
So you heard what he said. OG Davis, you heard what he said. Everything in life is transactional. And he's saying, don't do it. When he said, what about the prenup? He said, why not just not do it? What you got to say to that?
I mean, he's not lying. He's not lying, especially in 2026. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what subject you are referring to, whether it be relationships, whether it be business, whether it be, even friendships to some extent, is transactional. So he's not lying at all about that.
Right. And there's another one. I had another one. Let me see. That spoke to that. So yeah, like he said, everything in life is transactional. Shout out to Dwight J. Just into the building. Just typed in the chat. So like we've always been preaching over here. At the end of the day, all men pay. And I keep I hate to keep banging this hammer, right? And I was listening to another dude this morning, and he was talking about the whole passport bro thing. And is it simping? Right? Now, listen. He's a dude that I would say is probably under 40. I'm going to see if I can find the video because it should be in my history, right? So y'all can see a little bit of what he was saying. But so he was talking about simping. And I know he's not watching us, but anyway, let's explain this simping thing a little bit. Simping is not a dude that's going overseas, engaging in pay for play. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he's doing, if he's going overseas and he's taking a vacation and the women are just part of it, then that's what it is. If he's going overseas strictly for that, it's still not simping. He's paying a price to get what he wants. Simping is a dude who will do anything, spend money, get on his knees, do whatever she say, pretty much beg for the box. That's what a simp is. You got any pushback on that? Go ahead.
No pushback. Let me add to that. Simping is basically attaining what you want at the expense of something. So in a lot of cases, most men will lead with their wallet, even though leading with your wallet is always not a case of simping. So they'll lead with their wallet basically to get the girl's attention, to, you know, do any and everything that the girl wants financially, with the hope to end up getting something in return, or as they say, return on your investment. And 9 times out of 10, you typically don't get what you're in search of. Now, in regards to going overseas and, you know, P for P, you're paying for a service. That's like going to the store or going to, let's say, Best Buy to buy a cord or whatever for your phone. You know, even though the difference is you're paying for a service, just like when you go get your hair cut. When you go get your hair cut, you spend X amount of dollars to cut your hair. So when you go on over there to some of these countries that are involved in red light district activities, you're not simping because you paid for a service. You now, if you want to know what simping is overseas, that's when you get into the whole Western Union poppy situation.
Yep. Okay.
And you start sending money over and over in the hopes that the person you're sending the money to is strictly devoted to you, which we all know that that's BS. Because how can you control someone that's all those thousands of miles away, and most likely you've dealt with these individuals that do red light district activities, so you know they're going to continue. All you're doing is just covering the expenses that she don't have to work hard for. So.
Right. Salute the Jersey hitter. He's in the building. You know what I'm saying? Also, we got a goal here. We got a goal. We got a goal up there. So let's try and meet the goal. 10 super chats, $5 each. Know what I'm saying? But more importantly, hit that like button. Check it. I'm gonna go to the next one. But let me touch on one thing you said. Let me ask you a question, better yet. So, dude goes overseas, right? Western Union Poppy, sending the money, taking care of the girl or whatever, right? But when he goes to her country, is he not getting what he want? Is he not getting what he paid for? Or is he looking for love in all the wrong places?
I would say looking for love in all the wrong places.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to think like this: when you sending money, Western Union, you're not sending money for a service. You're sending money to help out. And
Okay.
when you're there, and you happen to meet said individual, however you meet them, you're what you call it. You're basically asking them, you know the typical question you ask to specific individuals, not all, but most of the individuals that are in these places. It's all about time. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing like getting a haircut. It's all about the time, the appointment, whatever. But when you're sending money overseas under the term Western Union Poppy, you're basically helping out. So that could be labeled as a form of simping. But going over there on vacation and having a good time, and you want to add to your good time by enjoying those festivities, that's not simping. That's paying for a service.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go on. Back. I just sent this over to my Instagram account. She's pretty much saying the same thing that Ocho Cinco said. Let's check it out.
All women today are basically prostitutes. Even if you're married, you're a prostitute. In a way, I don't think most women are into sex. They're into what sex can bring them.
Yeah.
Which is the money, all the fun trips, the surgeries, the makeup, the clothes, everything they can put on the gram. They're in it to satisfy your itch so they can get what they want. But in the end, they don't want to have it. They want to get the marriage bill, pop out the child so they can get the bag secured, and then they're retired. All women today are basically prostitutes. Even if you're married, you're a prostitute. In a way, I don't think most women are into sex. They're into what sex can bring them.
Yeah.
Which is the money, all the fun trips, the surgeries, the makeup, the clothes, everything they can put on the gram. They're in it to satisfy your itch so they can get what they want. But in the end, they don't want to have it. They want to get the marriage bill, pop out the child so they can get the bag secured, and then they're retired. All women today are basically.
So she said all women are basically pros. I want to hear what the chat has to say about that. All women basically pros. Dwight J, Lil Will Too Nice, Jersey Hitter. I want to hear y'all type in the chat. I want to hear what y'all say about that. All women are basically pros. OGD, what you got to say to that?
I agree with her, not 100%, but a very high percentage of women today. Because you didn't have this, it probably was less of a percentage back in the days versus today, because back in the days, incomes were not as high as they are today. You know what I'm saying? And then you have to look at it like this. Most relationships today now, there's no goal in mind other than the guy wanting to smash and the girl trying to get something out of it, whether it be free food, whether it be money for bills. It's a very small percentage of people actually liking one another to be with one another these days. Everybody's trying to get something out. And I think that society is going in that direction to where relationships are becoming less and less every year. It's a statistic where they say that by 2030, 85 to 90% of the women in the United States will be single. And we're almost hitting that number now in 2026. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, not everybody, but a great percentage of women want something for a man to even have an acquaintance with her. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. You see what Money Making Mitch said? And shout out to Money Making Mitch. And I'm shouting out that name. Yo, OGD, I used to work with a dude in M6 on the job.
mhm.
And we called him Money Making Mitch. You know what I'm saying? He passed away 2 days ago. 2 days ago, excuse me. He passed away about 2 or 3 years ago. So rest in peace to him. Money Making Mitch, you got a good name right there. You know what I'm saying? But yo,
let me answer his comment.
yeah,
He says,
answers.
I agree, except the ones that have a career making good bread. But here's the explanation for the ones that are making good bread. The ones that are making good bread are career focused. You know what I'm saying? So when you're career focused, you're not really focused on a relationship. You're focused on attaining a career. So it all defeats the ultimate goal of us being in relationship. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those career women, they don't even have kids because they're focusing on their career, because they know if they have a kid, that interrupts their whole program of what they're trying to accomplish. So usually a lot of these career women will have these careers and do these careers up until their mid to late 30s, where pregnancy becomes even harder because your most fertile years are in the 20s. You know what I'm saying? So as you're getting older, approaching the 40s, it becomes even more difficult. And then what happens? They want to begin the relationship during that time. And most of these guys, they're not trying to go with older women. Why?
No.
Because older women to them is washed. Older women don't have that same femininity that they had when they was younger. You know, they're less fertile. Guys, believe it or not, are looking for women where their fertility is very high. Now that's not preference, that's nature.
Now, listen, I'm not going to say that all of them are washed, and I'm just talking about looks. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my cousin GZ in the building. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that they're washed with their looks, but the attitude, right? And when a woman reaches 40 years old, she's set in her ways, especially if she's a career-minded woman. You know what I'm saying? She's not gonna be down to get on your program, whatever your program is. You know what I'm saying? So if you're an older man, you about your business and whatever, it's gonna be hard for her to follow whatever plan you setting forth for her. Because she got an attitude where, listen, I'm getting my own bag. I got the house. I got the car. What I need you for other than some D. You know what I'm saying? And then she's going to go and get a younger dude where all she got to do with him is do what? Buy him a PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? And then they end up, hold on. OGD, I got a bunch of them today. I got a bunch. Yo, like I said, I've been sitting on this live. We've been sitting on this live for a couple weeks now. Let's go right here.
Dating in 2026 is so bad that it's got grandmothers out here saying they're single because they haven't met the right guy yet. You about to meet him. His name is the Lord. Dating in 2026 is so bad that it's got grandmothers out here saying they're single because they haven't met the right guy yet. You about to meet him. His name is the Lord.
So what's the right guy? You got women 75 years old. OGD, you still there? I guess he bounced off. He'll be back. But yo, you got women 75 years old coming on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, yeah, I'm looking for the right one. And this, that, and the third. And like, yo, 75 years old. What's the right man? You haven't met him yet. You know what I'm saying? So it makes me wonder what's on these women's mind. You know what I'm saying? You talk that shit when you was in your 20s and your 30s. I'm about my career, my goals. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my own bag. I don't need a man. You know, that's the type of shit that they on. And then when you get the bag, when you get the house, you know what I'm saying? You got the nice car and all of that. Now, as they say that they out here intimidating men. I'm like, yo, salute, Sean. I'm like, yo, what you mean? What you mean you out here intimidating a man? You not intimidating him. You priced yourself out of the game age-wise, not money-wise, age-wise. Because like OGD said, these dudes out here, 35, I'm saying 35, I'll push it up to 40. 40, 50, 60 years old, they don't want a woman that's their age. You know what I'm saying? They want a woman that's childbearing age. 20, well, I'm going to say 25. That's for me, my preference. 25 and more like 28 to 30 and older. But you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I always say. Half a man's age plus 7. That comes from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So you heard what he said. 75 years old, what you looking for? You ain't gonna find him. You know what I'm saying? You looking for a 100-year-old man? Huh. You know what I'm saying?
But see, here's the thing. This is, I think me and you was having this conversation the other day. You know, these women, again, especially career-oriented women, you know, they're looking to see, back in the days, it was real simple. You met a woman, 9 times out of 10, either she didn't work or she did work for a little bit of change just to, you know, keep a little bit of change in her pocket. And I'm talking about going back into the 60s, 70s, maybe a little bit of the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So once they had the women's liberation movement and these white women, or excuse me, Caucasian women were tired of being home and they wanted to be, if not equal, but be able to work and make as close as much money as a man did. That kind of made the home dysfunctional. You know what I'm saying? Because back then the man went out and worked and the woman stayed home and took care of the kids. You know what I'm saying? Who better to take care of the home and the kids than their own mother? The men went out there, brought home the money. The women were the bankers. They were the bill players. They was the cleaners of the house. They was the nurturers of the children. You know what I'm saying? While dad was out hustling hard, grinding to make sure that he had enough money to put food on the table and all that. And family was more family oriented. So if the mother and father wanted to go out, if there was an older brother or sister, they would watch the kids. Or if there was an uncle or an aunt, they would watch the kids. And the mother and father would just go out, maybe, you know, get a piece of pie, maybe go to a drive-in movie. But nowadays, the roles seem like they're almost reversed. Women are focusing on careers. They're expecting certain, you know, like match my energy. I'm making 100,000, almost 200,000 because I focused on my career. Meanwhile, the guy that's her age may not have gotten a career or a job that paid him as much. The average salary of most men in the United States, and this is about maybe 75 to 80% of the men in the United States, they don't even make $100,000. And a lot of women, because, you know, they go to college, you know, they have certain pathways or whatever the case may be, they end up getting these positions and careers that they're making six figures. You know what I'm saying? So now when they try to get with the guys that are making six figures, the guys that are making six figures don't want nothing to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way the guys that make six figures look at them, the only thing you bring to the table is open legs. You know what I'm saying? Why do I need all these problems, all this attitude, when I could just, I'm 45, 50, maybe 60 years old, making $100,000, $200,000, and I got to deal with you being set in your ways. But I could just jump down to a nice, fresh out of college, maybe, like you said, 28, almost 30, female that's just getting started, and she's not going to give me the same problems you give me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's just the way the world, the way the navigation of the way the world is going, relationships are becoming further and further apart. You know what I'm saying? And do I think that it's going to ever be the same again? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It is never going to be the same. You might find that unicorn female that, is about building family and all that, but it's really, really scarce. So good luck with that one.
Good luck with that one. Shout out to the 30 people in the building. Buck Travel is in the building. Buck Travel says, Gans, I want to be a member of the Elite Travel Group. Well, Buck Travel, here's the start. You buy a membership, right? You buy a membership, and then you become a member of the Ganser Lifestyle team, right? And you contribute to that goal, $5 super chat. That's how you start to be a member of the Elite Travel Group, the Ganser Lifestyle team, which we got a couple members in the building. So once again, salute to Jersey Hitter, salute to my cousin GZ, and salute to OGD. And shout out to the 30 people with their eyes on this. Hit that motherfucking like button. Yo, OGD, I gotta give a big shout out to all the men and women of the New York City Department of Sanitation. Excuse me for being late with that shout out. Go ahead.
Same here. We did it. We did our time.
We did our time.
Shout out to Little Will Too Nice.
Shout out to Little Will Too Nice. Go ahead.
And let me just say.
Go ahead, Buck Travel.
Let me just say something about all the members that cop the membership. Everything is under construction. So once everything comes into play and all the planning comes, then you're going to see products and services that are being offered to be a member. Potentially down the road, we're working on that. We're not so fond of just meeting up with people, but there's nothing wrong with having a membership meetup. You know what I'm saying? It's just, certain things that we have to do in order to make sure that the people that we're dealing with is professional. They're not on no nonsense. They're not just coming out because, they wanted to come check. Whether it be Gans, myself, or anybody else that's a member. And we will be putting in the membership not only exclusive travel, like, how can I say it? Exclusive travel tips and tricks, but also exclusive videos that you will never see on YouTube. So just be patient with us. We haven't had a chance to work on the membership because we've been working on the main body, the main page being the Ganser Lifestyle. But we're working on that behind the scenes. And once we have everything in play, you guys that's been members for a while will definitely see the fruition and everything come to life very soon.
we
So
gonna
let's
we
be
gonna do
patient.
some member. Listen, with me, life be life. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Y'all think because I'm retired, oh Gans, yo, you should go live and shout out to the crib. Our boy New, shout out to the crib. But I'm gonna tell you, I had a conversation with him yesterday. So I'm gonna tell you what happened with that. Right? But life be life. You know what I'm saying? I'm a personal Uber driver. I don't mean I drive for Uber. I mean, I take my daughter back and forth to work wherever she got to go. I got to drive my mother around to her doctor's appointments. We were supposed to do this live yesterday. Yesterday, I was all day with my little dog. You know what I'm saying? I had to he had a doctor's appointment, a veterinarian appointment, but he got all messed up. So I had to take him to PetSmart and give him a bath because his coat was all messed up. And then I had to go. That made us late for the doctor's appointment. The doctor's appointment was 12 o'clock, right? That made us late for the appointment. So we had to sit inside the vet for about another hour and then his checkup. So by the time I finished running around with the dog, I was tired. And then I still had to run and go pick my daughter up from work. So, you know what I'm saying? I was tired. I didn't feel like doing no live. You know what I'm saying? So life be life. And I wish I could come live a little bit more often. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, we be having real topics over here. You know? Shout out to V Swells the Traveler. He says Gans be taking notes. He says Gans got his little notepad there and he be reading off the notes. Yes, because we have real topics, V Swells. We not just getting up here freestyle. Know what I'm saying? Everything that we are, all the titles and everything that we come up with, these are reactions to certain things that we see in life, certain things that we see on the internet, certain things that I see on television. You know what I'm saying? So I jot shit down. That's right. I keep notes. Know what I'm saying?
Highlight
Hold on.
money maker Mitch.
Okay. I keep notes. I don't keep receipts. And we're gonna get into that too. We're gonna get into the receipt thing. He said, better check they jacket. Yeah, these cats is funny style out here. There you go.
That's exactly the reason why we haven't because you got to understand now there are other channels that have had meetups like the Mentuition Network or Mentuition Mafia. You know what I'm saying? Their meetups typically are not with, let's say 100 people that may be involved in the mafia membership or whatever. It's a group of people that they have met a number of times prior to these meetups, to where they already vetted these individuals and know how they are. You know what I'm saying? So it's people out here, people these days, you can't trust everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because in one breath, they could be the best person in the world, but in another breath, behind the scenes, they might be out to get you. They might just want to meet you to confront you for no reason, do something harmful, and you can't trust everybody. You know what I'm saying? Even like when we be in these other countries, we might run into a content creator or two. You know what I'm saying? I've run into a couple of content creators, that do this travel space content, and some of them, they feel like they're bigger than, Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to mention that one person's name that, I had a chance to meet up with. But they, turned me off how they was responding. And I get it. I get it, because you as a content creator got to be careful. This particular content creator, we was in communication. And the thing that threw me off was, well, a lot of people be acting funny, so don't be coming around acting funny style. Now, at first, initially, when I heard that, I took offense to it, But at the same time, I had to remember this person doesn't know me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they're just being cautious because this person is a very, very, very popular content creator in this space. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So what you call it? So I get it. And I literally was a 5-minute walk from where this person was at. But ultimately, we did not link up, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Shout out to Littlewood, too nice. You understand? So at the end of the day, you know, you got to be careful in these situations. But go ahead, yes.
Yeah, shout out to MM Fresh. Let me put some respect on the money. You know what I'm saying? $20 super chat. Men provide and protect. Women nurture and carry his legacy. The dynamic is different. Men have shown women, hold on, because it moved. Men have shown women that being an object is more beneficial to their personal needs than the family dynamic. You got anything to say to that?
So MM Fresh, I'm trying to understand the angle you're coming from because you definitely said in the first part of your comment what is correct. Yes, the dynamic is different, right? In 2026. Men have shown women that being an object is more beneficial to their personal needs than the family dynamic. Not in every case. If I had to put a percentage on that, I would put it 50-50. Because now we're talking about we're actually, this comment could lead us directly into the title of this live. You said men have shown women that being an object is more beneficial to their personal needs than the family dynamic. Now, I agree with you 50-50 because not all men think that. Now, of course, you want a woman that's attractive. And we've learned over the years as time has changed that men like to walk around with what we would consider a trophy piece. Now, why is that? I believe that comes from media, videos, video vixens, corn, 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 and all those other things. So what happens is the visuals of those women in those particular demographics are creating somewhat of a standard of attraction that men want to see in women, and not all women meet that attraction. And then also you got to also take into consideration going from Generation X to the millennials and Gen Z, the father figure is spent less time in the home than the father figures of the baby boomers and the generation before, the quiet generation, I think they call themselves. So I agree with you. I actually agree with your statement. I'm not even going to, I don't have no argument or debate on it.
Okay. Shout out to the 25 people in the building. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. You know what I'm saying? You rocking with the Gangster Lifestyle. Yo, we going to get into the topic. Oh, shout out to Jersey Hitter. Shout out to Jersey Hitter. Thank you for the $19.99 super chat. Salute. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yo, we gonna get into the title of the show. You are what you attract. That's right. I'm going to my notes. Shout out to V Swells. So like I said, I've been sitting on this live for a minute.
1 second.
Go ahead. Because I'm gonna break this down a little bit. Shout out to the 30 people in the building. I've been sitting on this. Go ahead. I'm gonna break this down. Like I was saying, I've been sitting on this live for a minute. Now I'm about to cook, y'all. I didn't do the live in Medellin because I didn't want other YouTubers to think that we was coming at them, making them a headpiece or nothing like that, because we wasn't. Right? But check it. I don't understand. why some dudes fly overseas, fly out of the country to places that have better looking and more attractive women than the cities and towns that they come from. And yet still go after the same type of women that look like the women of the cities and towns that they come from. So it makes me come to a conclusion, either you're a product of your environment, or, and this is what I really think it is, you just can't do any better than a 3 or a 4 because you yourself are a 3 or a 4. And that's where I come to this title, You Are What You Attract. So you as the watcher of YouTube, right? Shout out to Ronin Travelers in the building. You as the watcher of these YouTubers, and I see it in the comments, I see it in a lot of the chats, right? You want the YouTuber to rock with an 8, 9, or a 10, right? But most of these guys, they're not 8, 9s, and 10s themselves. They're a 4 at best. And I'm not putting a whole lot of on myself, but you know, I am a handsome motherfucker and I keep myself clean cut, and smelling good. You know what I'm saying? But yo, like I said, most of these dudes are 4 at best, right? So the math isn't mathing.
Yo, Gans, give me like 5 minutes.
Go ahead, do your thing.
I'm gonna go on mute.
I'm gonna drop the link for Ronin Travels.
Yeah, do your thing. I'm gonna come right back. I'm gonna go on mute.
And check it. We being selective to the people that we bring up. I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna let you know if I'm gonna bring you up or not. But I'm dropping the link for Ronin Travelers if he wants to come up. And Khalil Backyard Life, I ain't see him in the chat. I don't know where he been at. Supposedly he was supposed to have gone to Medellin. But yo, Ronin, if you want to come up, join the conversation. The link is in the chat. So like I was saying, you the watcher of some of these YouTubers. And like I was saying, this is not a headpiece on anybody, right? And I'm gonna explain myself in a minute, right? Like I was saying, the math isn't mathing. You cannot expect an 8, 9, or a 10 to get with a nigga that's a 4. Especially if he ain't got no money. Shout out to the 31 people in the building. Even in these countries that are pay for play, right? She's in these pay for play places. She gonna get her money, which most of the time it doesn't matter. With some of these women over there, it doesn't really matter what you look like. They just really about that money. But a dude who she finds decent, she might be willing to hang out with him a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? That's just a maybe. But 9 times out of 10, well, I'll say 8 times out of 10, she's more or less about that money. But if you ain't got no money, you know what I'm saying? You can forget it. And you only a 4. So like I was saying, in this pay for play world, she's gonna get her money and get the fuck out of there as fast as she can, if possible. And if possible, she can get that money without giving up the box, then she's gonna do it. And what do I mean by that? Ronin, salute. So what do I mean by she gonna get her money without giving up the box? If she can and get up out of there, she gonna do that. Know what I'm saying? Shout out to Israel Mills, Real Spill, Israel Mills. Welcome to the Ganson Lifestyle, brother. We in the building. Yo, Big Gans, what's good, bro? Thanks for the $4.99 super chat. So like I was saying, Ronin, if she can come up in there and get it off just like that and get her money and get the hell up out of there,
she gonna do it.
That's a win for her.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like Jersey Hitter just said, in and out, all business.
Bro, it's a business to them. They trying to hit the numbers too. That means if you ain't paying a lot of money, man, she trying to get up out of there so she can find another client before the end of the night.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, hey Ronan, I gotta speak the realness. Listen, when I go to these countries, listen, I'm pretty much a people watcher. Let me go back to my notes because, like I said, hey Ronan, we men a certain age. I gotta write shit down. Know what I'm saying? So check it.
I stay keeping notes. I got
Of course.
me all the time.
I keep notes. I don't keep receipts. So check it. When I go to these countries, I'm mostly a people watcher. And what that means is I find a spot to chill, right? Where I can sit, order drinks, maybe food, if they have food, and I just watch the action. You know what I'm saying? The action is entertainment to me. You know, for some of the people who know me from the old Sasua days, shout out to my cousin DG, he in the building. You know what I'm saying? For some of y'all that know me from the old Sasua days, if you remember the old Rumble before they remodeled it, they used to put chairs on the sidewalk. Shout out to Caribbean Casanova. He remembers me from there, right? I just used to sit there, right? Maybe around, you know, we be out during the day or whatever. I go home, take a shower, take a nap, come back outside maybe around 7, 8 o'clock. And I just sit there in front of Rumba and people watch. And I would sit there until Classico opened up. You know what I'm saying? We didn't go inside Classico until around 11 o'clock. So I would sit there and just people watch. Sometimes I would fall asleep. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting in front of Rumba and I'm nodding off, falling asleep. But that, you know, that's what I used to do. I just used to sit there and people watch. Because like I said, it was entertaining. It's entertaining for me.
But the whole thing, you doing that, Gans, people are watching you. That's the thing people don't understand.
Of course, yeah, of course.
People are observing you, but then you become part of that area and that community. They're used to seeing you, so they want to talk to you. Right. Because they see you out hanging out, trying to vibe with the community, not just popping out when it got dark.
Right. So after they remodeled Rumba, for those of you who've been there, salute to Jersey Hitter. He's been there. He's been to the new Rumba. Shout out to my cousin once again. Me and my cousin, R.I.P. to my man Breeze. My cousin, and my man Breeze. We used to sit on the stools right there, and right soon as you enter Rumba, they got stools, bar stools to the left and the right, and we sit right there, and we laughing, we drinking, and we watching the people walking up and down the street. You know what I'm saying? All night, and we having a good time. Like I said, it's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, they remodeled Rumba, right? And I'm sitting there, we just watching the people. Now, if you come to Medellin, I got a spot called the Big Gans Corner. I'm sitting right there. There's a store there, there's a liquor store right there, right? Damn. They sell liquor, they sell potato chips, they sell beer, you know what I'm saying? And then there's another bar that's right across the street. You know what I'm saying? They used to sell food in there, but they stopped selling food for whatever reason it is. For anybody who wonder what I'm talking about, it's the spot right next to the hookah lounge. So they got a table and they got chairs there, right? So I'm doing the same thing, sitting there chilling, watching the people, watching all the action, laughing. Shout out to Jersey Hitter. He's been there with me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do, right? I'm just sitting there watching all the action, right? So what kills me is to see dudes, you fly out of the country, right? And listen, if you're flying out of the country, why not go for the best that you can get? That's the question I'm asking.
I'm confused with that myself.
Do you see it over there in Philippines and Thailand and all of that?
Yeah, but come on now. Look, fellas, you got a blue passport. You are top 10 to 5 percentile in any damn country you put down on. Why would you go to the hood and pick up a hood chick when you should be going into a nice bar in a nice area, picking up a very nice woman. Not no hood chick. I said a real woman. One that's got some class. One that actually have a conversation with you because she probably knows English. Most of the ones that are English.
Well, I think Medellin might be a little bit different.
Right.
I mean, it's not different, but if you sitting in Parker Yaris, not saying that she's not gonna know any English, because there's some out there.
I don't know Colombia like you know Colombia, so I'm asking you: is Parker Yaris an area where maybe the upper echelon of the community would be, or is that just a hangout for people that are tourists?
It's a hangout for people that are tourists.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not saying that the upper echelon ain't gonna come through there, because they are. You know what I'm saying? But the upper echelon in that little area right there is going to go up the block to Provenza. Right?
Okay.
Here we go. Money making Mitch. I'm gonna get to that. He said they scared of the price tag.
That's the biggest thing right there.
That's the biggest thing right there. So, Ronan, in a lot of these YouTubers' channels, these travel YouTubers, right?
Yeah.
I hear them talk about Bernice Burgos. And I already told them, listen, I don't want to hear y'all talking about Bernice Burgos no more. Because y'all ain't paying Bernice Burgos' price.
You sure ain't.
Know what I'm saying? They talking about, oh, dudes flying over there and messing up the prices and blah, blah, blah. And I used to think that. My early days traveling, you know what I'm saying? Keep the prices. But then when your money gets a little bit better, then you want to try and mix with the upper echelon. You don't mind spending that money like that because you got a little bit more money coming in. So I get it, but then I don't get it.
But Gans, how many years you been going down to Colombia?
Colombia, we started in 2020.
Okay, so you got about 4 years. No, I'm sorry, 6. It's 2026.
DR,
So
I started.
You already have a couple folks down there, circle of trust type of thing. You already have an environment where people already know you.
Well, not the locals.
Really?
Not the locals. I know a couple people in Cartagena. Medellin, my stamp isn't. It's not the way I want it to be just yet. I need a couple more trips. I need a couple more trips to Medellin. You know what I'm saying? Cartagena, I know Danger. I know the owner of the Vibe Bar. I know him. In Medellin, I just met the owner of the Vibe Bar over in Medellin, brother named TJ. Me and him was sitting down, kicking it for a little while. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Right. But my stamp isn't in Medellin the way I would like for it to be. But with DR, with Sosua, I've been going there for so many years.
All right.
My stamp, my flag was planted there. It's not no more because I don't go there the way I used to. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been to Sosua since July last year, and even when I went, that was pretty much just a drive-through. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't staying there. I wasn't hanging out there, and I think I might have been in DR for maybe about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and I was only in Sosua for maybe about two days. And I wasn't in there, like I said, that was a drive-through. You know,
right?
But it ain't nothing for me to get acquainted with everybody once again. You know what I'm saying? I still got people I can hit up right now, let them know, y'all, I'm coming to town. Shout out to Flip. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to a couple other people I know, and it could be popping once again. You know? Right.
And I'm back. Salute to Ronan. Salute to Ronan Travels in the building. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Still a little tired, man. I did like almost 11 and a half hour freaking live the other night. So
damn.
I just wanted to drop in and pay my respects before I dropped up out of here. But I got another one tomorrow.
Oh wow.
Wow.
What's the topic?
Tomorrow's gonna be about the petrodollar. It's gonna be me and 020. But yesterday it started off talking about the Jews in New Jersey. You know,
Okay.
your Hasidic Jews and what they're doing over in Lakewood, and also Jackson. So that migrated over into Iran, and then that shit just blew up from there. Once we got into the Iran thing, then it just pushed on until like 11 hours and 30 minutes. So I'm still recovering.
I mean, those war talks and all the politics is happening with that presently. That can turn into a 2-day conversation.
Very much so, especially with the politics, strategically looking at the military, what they cannot do. A lot of people bolstering about who's got the better military and whether they're ready for us if we show up on land. You know, Cog Island is the next place we gonna hit. So because we got to open up the straits of Hormuz. The only way to do that is take Cog Island, and we got two MUSOCs going over there right now. So that's 10 ships with at least 4,000 to 6,000 Marines hitting the island. So that's gonna be a done deal. And those little ships that are using to run interference with those tankers are going to be done for. The only thing you got to worry about then is just the drones and maybe some rockets being volleyed, but I'm sure that'll be the next thing on the agenda.
Yeah.
And Ronan, I'm glad you up here because I want to get into a thing where it's right now a good time to travel. But first, before we even get into that, I got to go back to Instagram. Salute to Romeo Guerrero. He just came up in here, right? And he said, it's sad when all your interactions with women are transactional. So Romeo Guerrero, I'm pretty sure, I guess you wasn't here for the beginning of the show. So we're going to let Chad Ochocinco tell you what he has to say about it.
Oh, you got some dating advice for them?
No, stay single. Why would you want to add an expense? That's dumb.
But love doesn't always cost. Sometimes love could be real.
Always costs. Always. In what world?
You got your heart broken a couple times?
Never.
Why you never get your heart broken?
They have logic and common sense.
Sounds very transactional.
Everything in life is transactional. Everything. No matter how you try to splice it, no matter what these therapists and people try to say, everything is transactional.
What about a prenup?
Why not just not do it?
Don't you get lonely ever?
Buy a dog.
All my friends.
So there you go. There you go. And listen. I'm pretty sure Chad Ochocinco got more money than all of us on this panel and everybody in the chat.
That brother's so tight with his money, he will squeeze the ink off the bill. Okay?
Yeah.
He won't spend any extra on nothing.
Yeah.
That's why he still got his money.
So he said all relationships are transactional. Romeo Guerrero, you can come to the panel or type in the chat, whichever you choose, if you want to negate what he's saying. But so Ronan, let's get into that as far as traveling overseas right now. Everything that's going on with TSA. You got the war with Iran, and who knows, other countries might get involved in this, and you still got that conflict going on with Russia and Ukraine.
Right.
So what you got to say about that? Is it a good idea to travel over to that side of the world at this time at this point in the year? Shout out to Player with a Passport.
Yeah, shout out to Player with the Passport. I would say it is, as long as you know what route you're taking, where your layover is, and what area that's going through. You know, other than that, I mean, just keeping there aware of if there's going to be flight delays based on situations that might happen. Definitely get travel insurance because they cancel your flight, you miss your flight. Because I'm looking back at the news there. You guys know I'm in the Philippines, and I'm looking at 3 to 5 hour fucking waits because the TSA ain't getting paid. They on strike. People stand in line almost 3 hours just to get through TSA to catch a fucking flight. That how y'all getting out of the United States is a bigger question before you even worry about traveling. You know, TSA is atrocious. And then what? Congress just went on a break. So they ain't trying to do anything in the next month or two.
Well, what I heard, Ronan, and I'll double back to confirm that they had signed a new contract for TSA. I believe it was Thursday evening
Oh,
that they signed a new contract. But I have to double back on it because
that'd be
sometimes
nice. I mean, I feel bad for you guys, but if that happened, then that's good. I'm glad they did it because
I don't
those
think
guys,
the way I heard it was Trump. He didn't sign a contract. He signed some type of executive order which gets them paid.
yeah, a
for next
temporary
week.
extension until they can renegotiate whatever.
Right.
right. I think it was that.
Okay. Well, either way, I mean, TSA right now is vital. I mean, with everything that's going on, you don't know if there's terrorist cells in the United States because Iran has always been known to have a few in the United States for almost 20, 30 years. They might have been dormant. You don't know what they're going to do and what they're going to activate. And holidays are right around the corner. I think the anniversary of the damn Twin Towers is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
That whole situation's coming up. Somebody want to make a point out of that. You just never know. People are fighting against being drafted, because of this war. Shout out to all the men and women that are going over there, our sons and daughters, having to fight a war that they don't need to be participating in. This is not our war. This is all about Israel. And them motherfuckers are fake. Those aren't even the real Israelis.
Well, let's talk about that. When they talk about Israel, they mention the state of Israel.
Correct. The state, not the Israels, not the Israelis, because they're not. They're Ashkenazi Jews. They're from Europe. They're not the real ones.
Right.
They outlaw DNA testing just to stop that from even being an issue. And most of those Ashkenazi Jews were actually Polish or whatever, and they converted over into Judaism. There's two ways to be a Jew: blood, or you just take on the religion. A lot of the Ashkenazi Jews just took on the religion. They're not real Jews.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So, like I was saying, shout out to Player with a Passport. The link is in the chat, player, if you want to come up and join the conversation. Y'all know I'm always cooking on these dudes. You know what I'm saying? So, getting back to the topic, you are what you attract, right? I'm going to play this next one. And I've been having a whole lot of pushback from this guy.
Let me say something on this topic real quick.
Go ahead.
Look, I'm in courting. I'm sitting here with a lady right now. I know her family very well. I've been here for almost a year in May. And I'm leasing out a property here. This is a 5-bedroom house. I brought a truck since I've been here. Literally, there's trade-offs when you're dealing with somebody. Okay. And as long as there's reciprocity in the relationship, then you are going to be paying. That's what your job is. You're a protector, provider. What does a provider part mean? You paying. So you saying all you paying is that means you're a simp. What the fuck is wrong with you? You won't pay. You're a man. That's what you're supposed to do, right? But what that exchange is supposed to be for femininity, for peace, for all the other things that you wanted that the Western women are not doing, they are doing. Okay, right. So while I might have made her wait 4 months for me to buy this truck, because I wasn't just going to drop money on a truck. I wanted to see if she's hanging around for me or what the shit I'm going to get. So I wait 4 months, buy the truck, right? Within a month and a half, bro, she dropped 4 new rims, tires, fucking fixed the lift kit on the fucking truck and all kind of shit out of her money. Okay. Reciprocity. She understands we have commonality in certain things. I put in money for the truck. She puts in money for the fucking tires and the rims and all this other shit. That's where you know a girl's giving back and she's not taking more than she's giving back. Besides for all the things she does, she cooks for me. You guys will see her coming around giving me drinks while I'm on lives and different things like that. She's always looking after me. Those are things you know when a woman's giving back and not just taking and just leaning back, waiting for you to just want to go spend money on it. Those are the things you look for in a woman. If you're trying to keep, you're trying to better for a night, just better for a night. Don't catch no feelings. That's all that is.
Right.
Don't try to go out with her on a date. If that's what you're doing, go do it. Take your hour, 2 hours, whatever the fuck you need. She go her way, you go your way. Don't be trying to hook up with her for the rest of the night, seeing you going to finesse your way into a fucking second round.
But see, Ronan, to piggyback off of that, that's the problem with a lot of men, especially over here in the United States, because men are missing the connection aspect of relationships in the States. They'll go overseas and engage in the recreational activities with said individuals, and just because it was a good feeling, session, they'll turn that into, let's go on a date. Salute to 215 who's in the building.
Mhm.
So the thing is,
Hey, the
because
dude,
they
to make you
Huh?
feel like that. She's paid to make
Yeah.
you feel like that.
exactly,
Congratulate her. But hey, you gotta go.
exactly,
Don't be catching no feelings.
right, and that's the problem. The problem is that a lot of men misunderstand what the purpose is. You got her for the purpose of recreation. You didn't get her for the purpose, because if you got her for the purpose of anything else, then recreation would have never been the starting point.
Area. You in the wrong area. There's
Yeah.
girls that you play with, and there's girls that you marry.
Mhm.
I'm out in
Mhm.
I'm in a province. I'm not in a fucking city. I'm in a province doing what I'm doing.
Mhm.
I just flew into BGC Manila because I had some VA business. So I flew in. My lady's birthday was on the 14th, so I took her with me. We had a nice little weekend, and I flew my ass back. I don't stay in those cities, man. For what? High prices and a whole bunch of fucking shenanigans. Like you said, we're men of a certain age. I don't need that shit every day around me. All
Right.
that is, you become a target of opportunity.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Shout out once again, like I said, shout out to Israel Mills, Izzy Bands. Yo, if you still in the building, hit that link. Because I was on his show the other day, and somebody in the chat, because I told him, listen, I'm not a passport bro. You know what I'm saying? I've been traveling to these countries way before there was ever such a thing as a passport broism.
I've been traveling seriously since I was 2. My mom's
Yeah.
taking me on this every year.
So-
We
so-
have family vacations, and then the military too. Man, stop.
So when I was on his panel the other day, I jumped out, but right when I hit the exit button, somebody asked me, what's the difference between a traveler and a passport bro? Y'all want to get into that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not a passport bro. I'm not overseas looking for a wife. No disrespect to those who do that.
Right. We're
But
on
that's
different
not-
roads. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
on different roads and different missions in life.
Mm-hmm. I'm not looking for a wife. I'm looking to go over there, have fun, party. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy myself, vacation. Maybe if we can possibly set up some money-making ventures overseas, then I'm all about that. But far as looking for a wife, listen, I done did the wife thing. Y'all can have that shit. I'm still, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I'm still there. I'm
look.
not gonna.
There are believers and there aren't believers. You done your one time. I've done 2. I'm a 2-time offender, and I'm still going
Nah.
for a third. And I'm
Listen.
still going for a third.
Hey, Ronan, I'm a 2-time offender with you, man.
I'm still looking for a third, man. Shit. I
Listen.
function better. Listen, I function better in a relationship, so I'm not distracted by all that bullshit, than not having one. You get what I'm saying? I need one
Mhm.
that's gonna bring me peace. I don't need to be running around trying to track down what the fuck next thing I want to lay down with. Before I did this, I had 5 girls on my list, and they knew their
Mhm.
pecking. You turn me
Mhm.
down for I got one other person, and I can got another 2 that I can call in this city, and I got 2 others in 2 other states, and they all knew. I just don't feel like doing that for the
Right.
rest of my life. I'm ready to go ahead and knock down one more. Yeah, but I'm trying to make sure this one is the one, and she is. So far, she's doing everything she's supposed to be doing.
Listen, it only takes one time for me. If she wanna bounce, y'all watch up. Did y'all watch Snowfall? Y'all watch Snowfall? Y'all remember Jerome when Louis walked out? When Louis walked out the door, the best thing you ever had is walking out the door. What Jerome said? Bye. That's me. That's me. But we're gonna get back to the topic, and me and OG Davis, we always, sometimes we going at this dude, and I gotta say, I agree with this right here. A lot of his stuff I give some pushback to, but I agree with this part of what he's saying. This is Mr. Lucario.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, this guy.
I got on a panel one time and got him to admit what the beauty standard is in his mind. He said he likes chicks one cheeseburger away from obese, brother.
He said what?
He said he likes chicks that are one cheeseburger away from being obese.
What?
He's got a big Spanish woman.
Oh, a friend of mine who's probably in the chat says she's a white one.
This was almost 2 years ago that I got him to admit that. Because I kept on saying, what's your standard of beauty? Not the European standard. What is it? And then finally I got him to admit he likes big women.
I'm glad, whatever you about to play, I'm glad we on this topic. Because I'm gonna break this dude down. Real talk.
Okay, we could get into that. Let me add it to the stage. But listen, he's not talking about relationships or anything like that. But listen, let's just get into it. Hold on. I got the wrong one. Here we go. Yeah, it's still not playing. Can y'all hear it?
Nah, you must have to reshare the screen.
No.
I thought I did.
You still got the one where it's Lucario with his mouth open. We can see the mouse moving.
Yeah, for some reason, that one. Oh, I gotta share the screen again. For some reason, that one went to a whole nother link.
Yeah, StreamYard did some changes, man. I just came back.
To be better looking, right? Because I know on the internet, you got a lot of these looks maxers telling you to hit your face with hammers and get double jaw surgery. And
hold on for a second. Player with a passport, show your face in the background.
Oh, that brother's legit. That's him.
Yeah, but you know what the other dude been doing.
Yeah, he's good though. I'll testify for him.
Yeah. Okay, I had to make sure. So yeah, let's get back to it.
rhinoplasty on your nose and all that other dumb shit. So basically, what I'm going to tell you is, all you got to do is these 5 things and maintain this.
Fair use.
Number 1, work out. Okay, if you work out, right, and get fit, you will look better. Number 2, make sure that you are getting haircuts. That means the haircuts, and also shaping up your mustache, beard, and all that other stuff to make it look neat. Number 3, skincare. Make sure that you are doing what you need to do, get the lotions, oils, whatever you need to do, and maintain that. Do that every day. Number 4, fix your teeth. Okay?
Fix your teeth.
Right? If you have crooked teeth, you can get those fixed at a dentist. Make sure that you make them as bright and white or whatever you need to do in that particular situation. Number 5, make sure that what you wear is on point. So the way you dress, right, should look good on you. It should be things that you like to wear that make you look good. Okay? So your clothes should look crisp and clean and look good on you, fit well, all that other good stuff. And that's what you gotta do. All you gotta do is do that and maintain that. So the main thing is the maintenance. See, what happens is a lot of these dudes on the internet, they want you to feel like there's something wrong with how you naturally look, right? So they're telling you to do all this weird shit with your face and, you know, take all these drugs and all that other nonsense. What I'm telling you is that all you need to do is do those 5 things and maintain that shit, and that is it. That's all you got to do.
The dating game sucks for you, doesn't it? I know.
Enough of that.
Yeah, he about to promote his shit.
Yeah. Yeah. We not trying to promote his shit.
I mean, he's real. I mean, and you take it to the next level. You talk about it. We talked about it on different shows, and that's, you know, make sure you smell good.
Yeah. Make sure you smell good. Once again, the scent of the day. Bar number 9, Lafayette Street.
There you go. You know, women know us from all over the world as black men always smell good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially black American men.
But in a lot of these YouTube travel spaces, especially now, you got these traveling bums. Let's talk about it. Traveling bums. Right? Let's get right down to it.
Salute player with a passport.
Salute player with a passport. You know I'm about to go to my notes.
He damn fool.
Yeah, I'm going to my notes.
Yo, man, shout out to the panel, man. Big Gans, OG Davis, Ronan. You know,
what's going on, brother?
Man, cooling. Just got the JLB, man. These damn fools over here. Man, lost circulation on this well, man. I've been on this well for 18 hours, man.
Yeah, you're in the oil business right now. I mean, so tell me, how is this affecting what's going on with you? Did they have y'all drilling extra long and more hole? I mean, pulling up more oil? What are they doing for the oil here in America?
Well, I mean, they're not really turning up any new wells. Turning them up, meaning because they can adjust how much well it produces.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not on the drilling side, right? I'm a truck driver. I contract, so I haul oil, and then sometimes I'll do some service jobs for a drill rig. But my contract
is that a pompadour? What's the hairstyle that you got right there, bro? It's looking good over there.
Man, you know, I'm parted and combed to the side, baby. Yeah. Them main waves, that's a tsunami, man. You know what I mean? That's God given.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just caught that.
Oh no, you good. But nah, man. I caught my contract back in 2015. I got a contract with two big oil companies. You know what I mean? And I got a direct contract. So It don't really, and I'm not saying it's the boast, but it don't really affect me that much. You know what I mean? I don't really, the effects of it, you know, good or bad, it's not going to really have a big effect on me. But overall in the oil field, if they start turning more wells on and they start fracking more, yeah, the work is going to get busy. But for me, it's always been steady because of the contracts that I got.
Right.
You know? Yeah, but it ain't nothing. It's nothing that we're noticing a big drastic change.
Not right now.
Yeah. They'll probably turn up, right? Because there are some, the oil, the crude on the crude side, it's turning up, but it's nothing crazy. You know what I mean? It's not like the boom in 2013, 14, 2015. Mm-hmm. Man, that shit was crazy. You know what I mean? We talking cash was grossing, we bringing in like 10, 15 a week. You know what I mean? Because it was just cracking. But then they've also gone away with certain procedures, you know? And you know, a lot of these procedures, they found a way over them, right? So the manpower ain't needed for certain things that were needed back in 2015.
Right.
You know, back in 2015, a guy hauling water that dude was making some money, right? But then they brought in the pipeline, right? So once they brought in the pipeline, they no longer need the water guy because they can just pipe that water in from whatever lake or whatever, you know? So it affects stuff like that.
The biggest reason why I asked that is because everybody's like, oh, well, you know, Iran. Look, we don't need Iranian oil.
Mm-mm.
We got the same shit coming out of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Mm-hmm.
shit is what we're going to use to dilute the Venezuelan oil that they're freely wanting us to work with them on, even though their pump systems are old and need to be refurbished. But
Mm-hmm. And that's going to take some time.
Man, the Straits of Hormuz. No, that's just reflective of how much the barrels of oil are costing, but it's not affecting us really right now at all. But people are panicking, wanting to hype this shit up more than it needs to. We don't need that oil, but we need to free up the oil for everybody else. So that's what we're doing. And right now, Iran is a target of opportunity. We didn't need to do shit. We're really literally just fighting this because of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the white people even see. And they don't like that shit.
Yeah. As far as on the worker side, if they were, let's say, you know, boom, breaking news. Venezuela, we got those refineries going over there. And
shit. Yeah. That's when it's gonna really be turned up.
Yeah, from a worker's perspective, hey, that'd be that'd be a lick. Right. That'd be a lick because that would be also considered a danger zone. Right. So danger zone money is you're gonna get your salary, but it's gonna go up. It's going 10x.
Hazardous pay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. The other part of that is Iran was the only other people that were able to send their crude, which is what it's called, sweet crude or whatever, that was helping to do the Venezuelan heavy crude or sour crude. So with Iran being deterred right now, Venezuela can't do anything but work with the United States. So it's a win-win, even though we ain't got nothing to do with it. And yes, our sons and daughters are at risk, but at the end of the day, all that does is encourage that development and relationship with Venezuela.
Yeah. And again, man, on a worker side, if anybody, I would look at Venezuela. If Venezuela kicked off, I don't know, like next year, like, yo, we good to go over here. That would be the new Afghanistan civilian contracting over in Afghanistan.
That motherfucker be the new Dubai. Because they have 300 billion barrels. They have more than OPEC combined. Venezuela. They have so many barrels of oil, it's ridiculous. They're the largest amount of crude in one area that you can possibly get. So that whole situation was a plus for the United States, reinforcing the economy for the future. But again, it's going to take a couple minutes to get that shit running.
But once they get it running, that's going to be a lick.
Buy some property in Venezuela. I guarantee you that shit's going to go up. Once that shit starts running.
Big facts.
So y'all ready to get back to it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Playing with a passport, you know I'm always cooking.
Good.
So like I'm coming with it. So here we go. So check it. If you're a bum ass nigga, you're going to attract. You are what you attract. If you're a bum ass nigga, you're gonna attract a bum ass chick. But you're not gonna know that she's a bum ass chick because you a bum ass nigga, and that's the best that you can do. A woman that's about her shit is not gonna give a bum ass nigga the time of day because she knows a bum when she sees one. So listen, I'm here to tell y'all that most of these niggas that y'all watching on YouTube in this travel space are a bunch of bum ass niggas. And that's about 80%.
Yeah.
Well, you got the Park Hill, man. I know y'all got the Shaolin and all that shit, man. You done pulled your sword out today.
Yo, this a new dude. This a new dude that I'm seeing in the chat for the first time. He says, "We know that." So,
go ahead,
play with a passport. Go ahead.
Nah, finish your thought.
Nah, because like I said before, I'm a people watcher.
Mhm.
So I'm just out in the country. Like I said, I got my spot, the Big Gans corner, and I'm just sitting there and I'm watching walking up and down the street, what's going on, the interactions, and I'm like, what? You fucking with that? That's what you came over here for? Okay, to each his own. Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, yeah, when it comes to the dating and then when it comes to the international dating, man, it's all the same. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, a lot of men, they haven't, a lot of men, they don't know who they are, first of all. You know, they don't know who they are. And so when you don't know who you are, you don't even know the kind of women you do attract. You know what I mean? I know the type of women that I attract, right? So I don't need to be out here fishing with a net no more like I did when I was in my 20s. You know what I mean? I'm more of a sniper, right? Because I know exactly what's checking for me, right? I know the type of women whose eye I catch, right? Men also need to understand that you know, as you get older and you get some wisdom, you get some understanding going on with yourself because you've truly found who you are, right? As an individual, your dating is different, right? Even if you just smashing, your smashing is different, right? Because you smashing and you're dating from the perspective of a man that truly understands his worth and his value, right? Because you've gone through some life experience and you've learned from these things, right? A lot of people, they just walking through life, but they ain't getting nothing out of it. You know, you got a lot of guys. I've heard dudes, they try to get on Ronan because his lady, she's a younger woman in her 20s, right? But when you listen to the mindset of an individual, you know where that individual is as far as their development, if it's early on, if it's middle of the road, if they've come full circle, right? And you also got to understand that when you are dating women, period, there's a difference between a woman who is what's the word I'm looking for? Damn it.
Lessons?
Nah. A woman that you got a woman that you can have positive influence over, and then you got a woman that is
closed-minded and toxic.
Nah, not closed-minded and toxic, man. You know, when the mind isn't developed and a person is easily they're easily influenced, right? But in the negative way. You know what I mean? They're easily influenced because they're weak, they're immature. They don't want to they don't want to stir up anything, you know. They don't want to hurt people's feelings. They're constantly wanting to cater to everybody, right? They don't want to cause any disruption to the calm waters. Right. That's a different type of woman versus the woman that a man has a positive impact on, and that positive impact turns into having influence over that woman, right? Because once you begin to have influence, she begins to look at you with eyes of admiration, right? But with that admiration comes responsibility as a man.
Right.
Right? Because now you're in a position where you got to really lead. And being a leader means that you got to truly teach and mentor and mold, just to say some of the few, right? But it all starts with having an impact. And that's the impact comes from the value that the woman finds within the man, right? And that value are the feelings and emotions that she gets when she's around you. It's that excitement that she gets. It's her saying that I choose you to lead me and help me navigate this life successfully, right? But that's a responsibility that a man has to take on, and a lot of men are just running from responsibility, and not just in their dating lives, but in all aspects of their lives.
Facts. Yeah, impressionable is a good word too. Definitely.
Yeah, impressionable. Right. That's the word, Ronan.
Yeah. So Sean says, homie dropping jewels, right?
Yeah.
So play it with a passport, like you said. You try to be a teacher to him. I tried that route. Me and OG Davis tried that route. You don't want to listen to what I'm saying? They want to come at me. They want to pull receipts, and we're gonna get into the receipt pulling. I'm gonna get into that. They
Yeah.
want to try. They want to try and pull receipts. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But guess what? When you try to pull receipts on me, you shopping at a store where there ain't no returns.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Over here at the Ganser Lifestyle, once you buy it, ain't no returns because what I'm selling costs a whole lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So play it with a passport. Salute Jersey Hitter with the $9.99 super chat. Grown, that's what we doing over here, Jersey Hitter. You know what it is, grown man shit. You know what I'm saying? So Jersey, play it with a passport. They gonna say, oh, them motherfuckers over there on the Ganser Lifestyle panel, they just a bunch of old haters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm a hater. I hate niggas that don't brush their teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I hate niggas getting on a plane looking raggedy.
Mm-hmm.
I hate niggas getting on a plane at 5 o'clock in the morning smelling like you slept in a smoke shop all night.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you know,
Some of these dudes that you see on YouTube, shout out to my man Noble, my partner, DSNY M6. You know what I'm saying? Some of these dudes that you see on YouTube, and it ain't just in the travel space, it's in other spaces too, because I've been crossing, like I said, shout out to Israel Mills. I've been going over there kicking it with them, but in different spaces. These motherfuckers looking like they 10 years too late for a dentist appointment. These motherfuckers looking like they chewing on rock. I thought Fruity Pebbles was a cereal. Know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers chewing on fucking hard ass pebbles for real. Since they motherfucking 10 years old. Like, yo, what the hell is going on with your mouth? And you want to come on YouTube and all it. Man, listen, go see a dentist. And when you come to Columbia, the dentist is cheap. So ain't no excuse for that shit. But y'all go ahead. Shout out to Noble. Shout out to Big Mac News.
Well, you know, I was just gonna follow up and say that I find that a lot of these spaces, man, whether it's the travel space or just, you know, whatever kind of dating space. I was just talking to my homeboy, Outfit Kingdom. Shout out Outfit Kingdom. You know, it's my nigga.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, that a lot of these people are telling men that you ain't good enough, and there's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of men telling men that the woman ain't never gonna like you. You know, and I think as you become a more, well, I don't think I know, as you become older, you become wiser, you become more mature, and you truly begin to understand the dynamics between a man and a woman. You know that it's the man that the woman is drawn to. It's the man that the woman is attracted to. But when you constantly got people telling you that, yo, man, you got to be 6'8", you got to have clout, you got to have this many followers, you got to have this, you got to have that, they begin to get indoctrinated in some bullshit. You know, the fact of the matter is you can have the material things, but that's not what the female is drawn to, right? That can get her attention. That's some good bait, right? And when used properly, right, you can bait her in. But once she gets in, she still got to meet you. And it's you that she's going to be either attracted to or not attracted to. You know, and there's plenty of examples of that, right? I'm sure every man here has dealt with a female that was very attractive, right? But then when you start talking to her, you was just like, oh, man, this bitch, man. Your boy's like, yo, yo, man, what happened to a girl? Psh, man, I can't do it, man. She just ain't it. You know, so it's the same thing when it happens to when it's taking place with men attracting these women, but again, they're being told that they're not good enough. They're being told that they got to be something else. And the fact of the matter is, all you got to do is be the best man that you can be, right? That's something I always say. It's just about being the best man. And when you're the best man, you're going to attract the best women, period.
And the best version of yourself.
Yeah, and if you playing, if you playing another game, then you can play that game too.
Yeah.
Right. But you can't be choosing, you can't choose a path and then complain about everything that comes along that path because you chose that path. Right. I can understand if I pulled you in, you know what I mean? And this ain't a route that you wanted to go down, you got every right to complain about it. But if you choose a route, you can't complain about that route because all you got to do is put on your blinkers and get out the lane.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm going back over. I want to play that segment from Lucario once again. God dang, oh shit. Hold on. Give me 1 second. All right. Let me keep moving. I want to play that clip from Lucario once again because he spit the game shit, and I do have a lot of pushback from what he's saying when he talking the game shit because, and me and OG Davis, I'm gonna let you cook on that because me and you had a conversation on the phone talking about game in 2026, right? And you know what I always say, game is for broke niggas. But I want to play Lucario's clip one more time because I agree wholeheartedly with what he's saying in this clip.
Tell you guys 5 things that you need to do to be better looking. All right.
Fair use once again.
I know on the internet, you got a lot of these looks maxers telling you to hit your face with hammers and get double jaw surgery and, you know, get rhinoplasty on your nose and all that other dumb shit. So basically what I'm going to tell you is all you got to do is these 5 things and maintain this. Number 1, work out. Okay. If you work out, right, and get fit, you will look better. Number 2, make sure that you are getting haircuts. That means the hair on your head and also shaping up your mustache, beard, and all that other stuff to make it look neat. Number 3, skincare. Make sure that you are doing what you need to do, get the lotions, oils, whatever you need to do, and maintain that, do that every day. Number 4, fix your teeth, okay? Brush your teeth, right? If you have crooked teeth, you can get those fixed at the dentist. Make sure that you make them as bright and white or whatever you need to do in that particular situation. Number 5, make sure that what you wear is on point. So the way you dress, right, should look good on you. It should be things that you like to wear that make you look good, okay? So your clothes should look crisp and clean and look good on you, fit well, all that other good stuff. And that's all you got to do. All you got to do is do that and maintain that. So the main thing is the maintenance. See, what happens is a lot of these dudes on the internet, they want you to feel like there's something wrong with how you naturally look, right? So they're telling you to do all this weird shit with your face and, you know, take all these drugs and all that other nonsense. What I'm telling you is that all you need to do is do those 5 things and maintain that shit, and that is it. That's all you got to do.
The dating.
All right. I had to play that again. So like I said, me and OG Davis, we give pushback on the game shit. But in that segment right there, he didn't say anything wrong. Know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
OG Davis, you go ahead.
No, OG Davis, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So everything that he said is just basic life skills. You know what I'm saying? It's basic hygiene. You know what I mean? You know, however you work out, whether it be going to the gym, just walking, daily activities, just staying active, that's definitely up there. But one of his niches or his actual niche is about game. And game in 2026, I don't care what anybody says, and you could debate me on it, is dead. It's dead. You don't need game. Salute to Ronan. He says
Yeah,
we're
he said
having
he
a
got
blackout
black.
here. Okay. So hopefully everything, you know, turn out all right for Ronan. But it's really what it really all boils down to is mindset. You know what I'm saying? It's mindset. you know, they have one of the universal laws, and I know both of y'all are familiar with it, the law of attraction. You know what I'm saying? And it goes extremely well with this title. You are what you attract. So the energy that you put out is the energy that you'll get back in return. You know what I'm saying? Like Player with a Passport said, you know, basically, you know, you magnetize what you present. You got a good conversation, the woman is attracted to that because women like to talk. You know what I'm saying? You keep your hygiene up, keep your nails clipped, your nails clean, your teeth right. You know, you got a nice cut, or you know, you rock the Player with a Passport and you really pulling them in. You know what I mean? You present yourself, because presentation is priceless. It's something that first impressions matter the most. You know what I'm saying? Women know what they want. Even though they put standards on it, they know what they want. You know what I'm saying? So if you are attractive, both in mindset, which is pretty much inside, then your outside will express what's already inside. You got to eat clean. When you eat clean, you smell good. You know what I'm saying? If you
Drink a lot of water.
garbage, yeah. If you're eating garbage, if you're not staying hydrated, you're not eating those fruits or whatever those or whatever else you need as far as, you know, as a health regimen to your nutrition, you're not gonna present a great scent. You know what I'm saying? It's not always a fragrance. A fragrance is an enhancement to what you already smell like. You know what I'm saying? So if your hygiene is good, both inside what you're eating and what you're doing, you know, because the skin is the largest organ on the body. So if you're cleaning yourself correctly, cleaning yourself daily, you know what I'm saying, you will already have that aroma that draws the attraction. You know what I'm saying? Women like a good smelling man. Women like to be close to a man. They like to lay their head on a man's chest. They like to, you know, be close to the man's neck, look into the man's eyes. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't brushing your teeth, or maybe got some mints or whatever, you know, or eating properly, your itch gonna stink. You know what I'm saying? She's laying on your chest and you don't bathe properly. She gonna smell that underarm funk. You know what I'm saying? Your neck, you know what I'm saying? Your nails is dirty because you're scratching yourself in places you ain't got no business scratching yourself. Clean yourself. You know what I mean? Attraction, women are attracted to men, not boys. They raise boys. They're not attracted to boys. They're attracted to men who keep themselves clean, who are respectable individuals, who are not thirsty. They can sense thirst. You don't have to be thirsty in these streets. Yo, a woman walk past, listen, take a glance, she look good. If you're gonna push up, push up. If you're not gonna push up, leave it be. When Gans and me was talking about some things the other day, and I told him, I said straight up, I said, not only am I retired from sanitation, but I put my papers in for relationships too. Because guess what? Because guess what? Things are not the same, especially here in the United States. Especially here. That's why I say game is not working no more. You're not going to game these girls out of their drawers. You're gonna have to pay in some way. You're gonna have to spend time, which is a currency. You know what I'm saying? You might have to go out a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna just spit that, yo, blah, 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 this, that, and the third in her ear, whisper sweet nothings, and she just gonna become sweet putty in your hand. That's not happening no more.
90s love is dead.
Real men. That's over
90s
with.
loving, it's
That's
over with.
done. Let me tell you something. My playlist of music. I put up a post earlier today, which I thought was funny. But it has a lady in there dancing, and she's listening to an old song, and the caption says, "When you come to my house, you're gonna hear nothing but old music. You're gonna hear so much old music, you're gonna think that it just came out." Because nostalgia for me, when I want to capture the feelings that I had when I was a child, when I was a teenager, the music from my era and all this, I don't like this music in this era. The only thing that I'll stick with is R&B. R&B is timeless. It will always be the music that I love. So you can keep coming out with the good R&B. But one thing that's not going to transcend, like I said earlier, those relationships that we had in the past, that our parents, our grandparents had in this country, and I'm saying this country for a reason, the standards and everything have changed. There's less and less relationships. Now, I'm not saying that there's absolutely no relationships out there, that there's not a woman out there for you, or whatever. But at the end of the day, like one of the brothers said earlier in one of their comments, men are more focused on, a lot of men, not all men, men are more focused on the visual effect, what the woman looks like, the body she got. They're thinking in their mind, I need to walk these streets with a trophy. I need a head turner. You know what I'm saying? You don't build nothing with a head turner. You want to turn heads? You and the woman that works for you, that builds with you, will turn heads. Why? Because they're going to say, how did they do it? How did they build this business? How did they got kids, they're living good, they're going on vacation, they're having fun. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that relationships are completely over. But for me, OG Davis, I choose the pathway of, listen, I'm good right now. I'm good. And unless that unicorn pops up, and I'll know the unicorn, because my mindset will indicate this is the unicorn. And it's not going to be what people consider the baddest woman on the planet. It's not going to be the woman that got so many Instagram posts and so forth and so on, that everybody's hitting the like button, that everybody's putting comments, that everybody's thirsty over, that everybody's flooding the DMs. It's going to be the person that you least expect. Now, when you go over to these other countries, why do these women operate in those ways? Because this is how they was brought up. They was brought up on family values. Were the women in this country brought up on family values? Absolutely. No. Wait, hold on. No, I'm going to debate. Hold on. Let me tell you.
We can debate. Go ahead.
Let me tell you. Were the women in this country brought up on those values? Absolutely. From our generation. From our generation, they were brought up on those values. Now, when you go across the timeline of the millennials and Generation Z, and we're talking about dating online and dating apps and the advent of, or excuse me, the transition from social networking to social media, that's when all these things change. The only reason why the rest of the world is starting to change into that or going with the same transition is because of the cell phone. If you take the cell phone away from these people in these countries, you're going to find a completely different country, because they were brought up on those values. They were brought up on those values of family. That's why a lot of times when you go to these countries, or you go to the African diaspora or whatever, you have to meet the family. And it's very important to these women for you to meet the family. If you didn't meet the family, you're not, because these women, they respect their fathers. A lot of these women in the United States, grew up in homes without fathers. Why are a lot of men soft? And I'm not taking anything away from mothers.
Nah, they soft.
But let's be real here. A woman can only teach a boy about nurturing and comfort and stuff like that because that's in her nature. You need a man to teach a boy how to be a man. A lot of these men. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Finish that statement, and then I'm gonna go there.
A lot of these men were brought up in single mother parent homes.
Stop right there.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about the biggest, most famous son husband right now on television. Because it speaks to what's going on now with these men. Kanan Stark. Raising Kanan. He's the biggest son husband on television. But go ahead. I just wanted to throw that in there real quick.
So
to give you an example.
So what do women want? Women want to be put on a pedestal. Well, what is the mother teaching the boy? You got to treat women right. You got to put them on a pedestal. Do this and do that. Not put your foot down and tell them, chill. We can't do this. Or like playing with a passport, say, teach them. Because women are not teaching boys how to teach women. They're basically giving them instructions on how women are and what they feel you need to do. And like I said, a mother is a mother at the end of the day. And I will never disrespect a mother or a woman that's raising a child by themselves. But the point of parents, break it down, a pair that rents. That's another topic. But anyway, parents, the purpose of parents is to raise and train a child in the way. Biblical people, when you hear this, you're going to know what I'm talking about. So that when they get older and they leave the nest, they will not depart from the ways that you've given them or equipped them to be in this world. And why is it important for a man and a woman to be in a house? Because a man teaches a boy how to be a man, how to be a protector, how to be a provider. A woman shows him what a woman is supposed to be like. So when he goes out into that world and meets a woman, he can identify because he's seen a real woman in his mother. But when a woman has to play man and woman, it's what we call the author of confusion. So he doesn't know when to be a man. That's why when he's with a woman, he's arguing with her. Why? Because he's not thinking in logic. He's thinking in emotion. That's what men teach men. Teach them how to be logical and not emotional. Women teach men how to be emotional.
Yeah.
It's all about mindset. It's all about mindset. And why are women not attracted to the men here in the States? Because most of these men are whining ass N-words. Arguing, going back and forth.
You calling them whining ass N-words. I'm calling them whining ass B-words. You know what I'm saying? Because the woman is the new man, and the man is the new woman. And that ain't a conversation for another day. That's a conversation for today.
You got to learn how to be a man.
They don't want to hear that.
Uncle, if you got an uncle that is with his wife for years, hang around that uncle. If you got you got a brother like Player with a passport, he's out here doing the damn thing, out working, being responsible, You got Big Gans. He got a family, retired from sanitation, being responsible. You got OG Davis, retired from sanitation, father to many children. You know what I'm saying? Being responsible, doing what you got to do. That's called manhood. There's a book that I can recommend to all you men. All you men. It's called Maximize Manhood by Dr. Edwin Lewis Cole. It's an old book from the 1980s, late 70s, but it's a timeless classic because it teaches men how to be men. And there's plenty of people. Don't get on this YouTube thing and oh, I want to be a part of the red pill movement. I want to be a part of this movement. Stop being a part of movements. Learn how to be a man. A lot of these people online is playing characters. Characters. Just like he said, Kanan Stark. He's a character, but they got him built around being a mother husband. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to put the TV down. You got to turn it off. There's plenty of books. Message to a Black Man by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The Purpose and Power of Men by the late, great Dr. Miles Monroe. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of influences that you can go to. YouTube is not your only place. The law of attraction is energy attracts energy. Like attracts like. Whatever you put out, you're going to bring back in. So if you put out positive energy, you're going to bring back positive energy. You put out negative energy, you're going to bring back negative energy. It's a mindset. It's mental. It's a mentality. Whenever you see that word mint, and I'm not talking about peppermint like M-I-N-T. I'm talking M-E-N-T. It's a mentality. You have to change your mindset. You have to change the way you think. The world is not going to teach you how to think. The world is going to teach you how to follow trends. Stop following trends and change the way you think. I land my plane.
Okay, OGD, you said something in the beginning of your diatribe. Salute the Bismarck. Yeah, I remember you, brother. New York City Transit. I remember. Salute. You said something in the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta give you a little bit of pushback on it.
Okay.
You talked about this is Generation X. Yes, we know, but the generation that's coming up behind generation, not even the generation behind Generation X, the generation now, what are they called? Gen Z?
Gen Z is the last set of adults.
So
the
21,
generation,
22 years old.
Gen Z is 96 to 2010.
Okay.
So the oldest person in Gen Z is 30 years old. They're going to turn 30 this year.
Okay. So let's talk about them. And I'm talking about the tail end of Gen Z. Right?
Mm-hmm.
One thing that was a tradition in my family was baking cakes, baking pies. That was a big thing. My mother did it. All her sisters did it. All the nieces did it. One of my mother's brothers even did it. Know what I'm saying? That was a big thing, baking cakes and pies and all of that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The generation of women now, 18, 19, 20, 21, that's a lost art. Know what I'm saying? You're not going to get those homemade cakes, pies, and all of that Thanksgiving, Christmas come around, you know what I'm saying? When those women get up into their mid-30s, they're not going to be able to set that table on fire the way our generation and the generation of women ahead of us did. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just giving an example. When my mother tried to teach her granddaughter how to bake those cakes and those pies, she didn't have the patience for it. Talking about my daughter. So this generation of young women that's coming up now, they don't have the patience to sit down and learn how to do the cooking and the baking and all of that. And who they listening to? Cardi B talking about, I don't cook, I don't clean. So if you ain't cooking and you ain't cleaning, what else you bringing to the table besides your box? Box come a dime a dozen. I can get that anyway. You know, so what are you bringing? What are you bringing to the table besides that? So that's the pushback that I want to give you on that part that you were saying in the beginning. Just speaking to that generation of women and the generation of women coming behind them, that Gen Z and behind them.
That's Gen Alpha. That's my
that Gen Alpha. You ain't getting that macaroni and cheese and all of that. You know what I'm saying? That soul food gonna be a lost art.
But here's the thing. See, balance is the key to life, right? So this is the problem. The generation, this next generation, Gen Alpha, which my daughter falls under, they are 2011 to the present. So the oldest person in Gen Alpha is 15 years old, right? When we was coming up in school, and y'all both could attest to this, we had auto mechanic shop as a class.
Yep.
We learned how to change oil. We learned how to change tires. We learned some of the basics of mechanics, right? As time has gone on, I don't even know if they still have that class.
No, they don't.
In high school now.
You have mechanics, and you have wood shop.
Right.
You got to go, and they had that in every school. Nowadays, you got to go to a vocational school to get that. But go ahead.
Right. So then you had home economics.
Right.
Where you learned how to cook and work around the kitchen and work around the house. You know what I'm saying? These were things that we were being taught. And even if we didn't take the classes in school, we had parents and grandparents, like you just said. Everybody learned how to bake a pie. Now, it doesn't mean that everybody needed to become a baker, but everybody learned something, whether it was how to, mess around with a toolbox, how to, work around the kitchen, basic cleaning with cleaning products and stuff like that. Nowadays, everything is done for you. Like a lot of people don't go to get their food from the store. They order it on Instacart, Uber, and all those other apps. A lot of people don't clean their house. They'll just hire somebody to do it. Right? A lot of people don't cook their food because they'll just go to a restaurant and eat.
No, you got Uber Eats. Uber Eats.
Ubering, DoorDashing, whatever the case may be.
We almost to the point nobody's leaving the house.
Right. So and nobody's going outside. So the majority of the culture is vitamin D deficient. Nobody's walking. People go to the gym for the aesthetic, not just the physical body, but also just because they want to shoot a video for social media. Look, I'm in the gym. Nobody sits around the table no more.
No more sense of community.
None of that. Nobody, and everybody's eating throughout the day. Back in the days when you got up, man, you might have had a little tea, coffee, little 4-ounce orange juice, some toast. You was good. People are having Sunday breakfast on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? And then eating a big lunch, and then coming home and eating the whole Ruth's Chris in the evening. You know what I'm saying? Times are changing. We're going into an age called the microwave. Everything is instant gratification. Nothing. Listen, you just drop something in the microwave, heat it up, that's it. But guess what? It gets cold real fast. If you put it in the oven, it stays hot even after you take it out. Everything is instant. Listen, if you carry cash right now, you are one in a few. People, everything is the card. Everything is the phone. Everything is instant. You know what I'm saying? Bismarck said they had Spanish class in high school, which I refuse to take. Now I'm paying for Spanish lessons.
Yeah.
And that was basic Spanish. That was basic Mexican Spanish. Imagine if we would have took that serious. Then we would be going to DR in Colombia. Hey, ¿qué pasa, amiga? Hey, da, 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 da. Yeah.
We did enough that we had to do just to pass the class.
Exactly. So the thing is, nobody's learning anything. It's almost like the old principle that they had in the education department under Bush. No child left behind. You know what? We're not gonna leave y'all behind. Y'all do the best y'all can, and it is what it is. Right? So this is the problem that we have today. Nobody's learning. Men are not learning how to be a man. Women don't have, because come on, let's call a spade a spade. There is no reason why, and I'm not knocking anybody. Let me just first say this statement before I make this next statement. I am not knocking anybody that does this, so please do not be offended by what I'm about to say. There is absolutely, unequivocally no reason why 50 or 60-year-old mom is in the club with 30-year-old or 40-year-old daughter. There's no reason for that. And I'm not saying if you're a 50-year-old woman or a 60-year-old woman that you shouldn't be in the club, but there's no reason why you should be in the club with your daughter. Because when you was in the club, you had your daughter, somebody watching the daughter, maybe, if you had the daughter young. But now your daughter's of age, 21, 22, 23, 24 to 30, and you 45, 50, almost 60, there's no reason why both of y'all should be in the club together.
Yeah, why?
You had your time. Exactly. You had your time. This is the reason why your daughter's in the club in the first place. Because you're not teaching her how to be a woman. Men, if you lie in the bed, make it. If you lie in the bed and you keep lying in the bed and you keep creating a classroom, make the bed. Educate these boys to be men. You're not doing that. And that's why that's why a lot of these boys are, listen, and I'm not saying, because I was 22, I was 20 years old also. I was 30 years old also. I'm about to cross the threshold, all praises to the Most High, on the big 5-0. So I done seen all these years of running the streets, in the club, sleeping with the women, doing all this. Bro, it's time that we wake up and smell the roses. If you know, look, I don't knock any one of these YouTube content creators. Y'all do what y'all want. If y'all want to have a channel that is compiled of chase and tail, by all means, do you. If you want to have a channel where you're traveling the world and you're seeing things, by all means, do you. It's your life. But what I am saying is, and what the title says, you are what you attract. So like Gans said, if you're a bum, you're going to attract a bum. You're going to be looking for a bum. You gonna a lot of these. You know what kills me? Let me take that back. You know what makes me laugh? Because words are powerful. Swords. That's another topic. What bugs me out is this. You take because we always sit on this subject of this goofy space or whatever. And this is I'm trying to make this the last time I talk about this goofy space. Gans keep bringing me back into it.
It ain't gonna be the last time we talk about it.
Gans keep, yo, I'm gonna land my plane here after this statement.
We gonna get it. We gonna get into other shit, but it ain't gonna be the last thing that we talk about. It's gonna we trying to exit from it. We trying to exit from it, but something happens that just pulls us back into it.
Player with a passport, bro. Yeah. I do my best to try to avoid this subject. And it's always something that brings me back to this subject. And I'm like, I tell Gans all the time, I do not want to talk about that. Yo, I'm not going to be on the show today. I got something to do, whatever the case may be. Because I don't want to talk about it.
OG Davis, you know what you got to do? You know what you got to do? We're going to come on this YouTube thing and listen. This is not a travel channel. This is a lifestyle channel. And my YouTube channel, I started it with motorcycles. OGD, you're going to have to buy a motorcycle, brother.
You know I ain't buying no motorcycle. I'm buying a 1980 Cadillac before I buy a motorcycle.
Playing with a passport. You ride motorcycles?
Nah, I'm scared. I'm keeping it a buck. I'm scared.
One other question. You been to Thailand?
Me?
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't got no desire to eat.
Okay, I'm gonna let OGD land this plane. Then we gonna go into something because we gonna rock for maybe another hour, maybe 45 minutes.
All right. So let me just say this.
Yeah.
A lot of these travel space channels. Listen, I'm not knocking your hustle. Do what you do, but realize this: you are what you attract. Mm-hmm. If your desire, you're going to get exactly what you want if that is your desire. If your desire is to chase tail in these YouTube streets, you're going to get exactly that.
That's key. Chasing it, not attracting it.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Big difference.
Because what you chase refuses to get caught. But what you attract gets caught. And I'm going to land my plane there.
Okay, so the reason why I said OGD, you're going to have to buy you a motorcycle. Playing with a passport said he's scared of a motorcycle.
Hey, I fell off of one when I was a kid, man. I've been messed up since, man.
And you didn't get back on it?
Nah, I didn't.
You were supposed to get back on it.
Man, I was about 12 years old. I ran home to my mom's, man.
Okay. So this is what I'm about to show y'all. You are not going to see this type of travel content anywhere, especially in this goofy ninja travel sphere. I don't know what the white dudes is doing over there on their side, but this is what's happening on the motorcycle side of things. You definitely not going to see it, like I said, this goofy ninja travel sphere. I think maybe I'm the only one in this travel sphere that ride a motorcycle, and I'm not doing the shit. So here we go. Let me play this. This is Fair Use, Adam Sandoval, over in Thailand.
Rushing because I wanted to get here.
Hold on.
We are back on a big bike, and we're just going to take it easy here and get used to it. We're back on the right side of the road here, which is the interesting thing. So we went from the left side of the road in the last place to the right side of the road here, and at this point, go ahead, buddy. I just want to get to my hotel and get settled in because I'm tired and I've been rushing because I wanted to get here. I knew they were closing, and this is all new to me, and it's night, and I'm in a new country I've never been in before, and I got to reacclimate to the right side of the road. There's just a lot going on. But I'm going to bring you to my hotel. I'll show you guys what I got for a hotel. I'll show you what I paid for it. And then we'll wrap the video. I was originally going to wrap it at the dealership, but I thought you guys might want to see a little bit of the action. Ooh, that's my horn. So here's something pretty interesting. A lot of the roads here are no motorcycle. So like, I guess we can't ride on the highways. And even this is cars only lane. This is motorcycles allowed lane. So motorcycles are not allowed over there. They're only allowed over here, which is interesting. I don't think I've ever been anywhere before where they don't allow motorcycles in so many places. In Thailand, they did not allow motorcycles on the tollways, but that was it. Everything other than tollways, they were welcome. Apparently Vietnam, much different. More hectic over here. I got about 3 miles of 3 miles of braking before I got into this thick stuff. Come on, you can come. And now we are just cutting each other off and doing the deal, I guess. This is very chaotic. There does not seem to be any type of rhyme or reason to the riding. Whoa.
That's crazy. I would never ride over
right
there.
out of the gates.
Yeah.
You're just squeezing in between things here.
That looks like a
I
Harley
said I wanted
street
to
glide.
relax and not get anything too hectic to start, and here I am. I am in the middle of it. Although I think I'm close. Wants me to go straight, I guess.
That's
What do we
crazy.
got going on here?
He all on the sidewalk.
Whew. This is quite the experience already. We got it. I mean, it's good, but man, thrown right into the lion's den here. I guess we go right here. Left here. $200 meters, turn right. Whew. I'm getting it done. This is awesome. I mean, you want to experience the world, right? You want to see the culture and experience it. You got to be willing to just throw yourself in and adapt. And this is what we're doing right now. Throwing ourselves in and adapting. Okay, our hotel is supposed to be right up here somewhere. Says it's right up here on the left. Let's see. All right, let me find this hotel. Okay, this is our room.
So yeah, yo, that shit is crazy. Fair use. Shout out to Adam Sandoval. Yo, I would never. He was in Vietnam. I said Thailand. He got another video of him riding in Thailand, but that video right there, he was in Vietnam, right? Yo, when I was deciding which motorcycle to get, either a Harley or Indian, his channel was one of the channels that I turned to. And actually, Adam Sandoval, he was the one. Shout out to you. You were the one that made me, got me to make my decision to go with the Indian. Know what I'm saying? But he was riding a Harley Davidson road glide. No, excuse me, street glide. Street glide. That's the Batwing. That's the fairing that turns for anybody that's in the motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? But yo, I thought about it. I don't know if y'all saw. I did when I was over in Medellin one time. I went to Harley Davidson over there, and they said they had the group rides on Sunday, and you could rent a motorcycle from them and ride with them. I thought about that shit, but yo, the way they drive, playing with a passport. You've seen it.
Yeah. I'm scared, bro. I'm scared. Yeah, that's the way they driving in, Bogota, Medellin, just in Colombia, period, man. The lanes don't mean nothing, But shout out to everybody that drives or rides a motorcycle over there in a country like this. You know what I mean?
That's the same way. That's the same way they do it in Africa. Play with a passport. They first off, not only do they drive the same way, but they drive on the opposite side.
Yeah.
So they drive on the right side of the car, number one, and they drive on the left side of the road.
Right.
So it's everything is different, but they drive fast. Now the only place that I've driven outside of the country was in Aruba, and Aruba is even crazy too, because there's only 2 traffic lights on the whole island. And everything is roundabouts. Everything is roundabouts. If you don't know how to get in and out of those roundabouts, you'll be there all day. But yeah, like I had to literally when I'm driving, just know, boom, I'm in there. I'm not waiting for nobody. I'm in there. We doing what we doing. And they only had 2 traffic lights on the whole island. Now, would I drive in these other countries like Colombia and Africa? Nope, not at all.
Hell no, I can't do it, man.
Yo, salute to him. You see, he was riding through there with people walking on the street.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit is crazy.
He got nerves of steel, boy.
Yeah. And there's another video. I didn't get a chance to watch his other video. He was in Thailand first, where they do drive on the left side of the street. You know what I'm saying? Because you heard him say he came to Vietnam and he got to get adjusted to going back on the right hand side of the street. So I'm gonna check out that other video, that Thailand video. Once again, shout out to Adam Sandoval. Like I said, when I was buying my motorcycle and deciding whether I was gonna go with Harley or Indian, his videos was one of the ones that I turned to, and Adam Sandoval ultimately convinced me to buy the Indian. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So shout out to him.
But see, look at this, Gans. Look at, you just played his video, right? That's travel content.
That's real travel content.
That's travel content. That's real travel content. Because listen, at the end of the day, okay, no matter where you go, there's always gonna be like, okay, let's pay homage to the weed smoker. The weed smoker, no matter where they at in the world, is gonna find weed one way or another. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times people want stuff on easy mode. They want to go somewhere where there's less work.
Yeah, they don't want to be no work. Lazy.
Right. Like I went to 2 years ago, I went to Santiago, Chile by myself for my birthday.
Right.
And first off, I watch a lot of these different travel channels, right? So there was some people in the Black travel space that I got information from. Shout out to International Zoe. Shout out to my guy who's back, El Check-in. Shout out to Austin Holloman. And shout out to what's his name? Island Hopper TV. Right? Caucasian guy in the travel space. Those 4 travel content creators and maybe like two others gave me the lay of the land of Santiago, Chile.
Right.
I didn't look for the red light. I know there is a red light, but at the time that I went in what would be considered the beginning of their fall. So it was cold. It was 60 degrees and it was cold.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to adjust to that. I had to adjust to high altitudes because a lot of things that I was doing were, on a high altitude. And it was just so much. But the thing was, because of these content creators, because he rode the bike in Vietnam. Vietnam is a place I want to go to. That's Thailand 2.0. But what it is I like to set up my itinerary. I want to know where I'm at, so I know how to get to everywhere. I want to see everything. It's not always about the recreation. You know what I'm saying?
The recreation, you fall into that. That ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. Yeah, it ain't like a priority. It happens. You know
exactly.
What I mean? It happens,
exactly.
Man. Yeah. When I'm out and about, man, it just happens. Like when you ain't looking for it, it just happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's the cherry on. It's like, yo, man, how was that trip to blah blah blah? Man, that shit was good, man. So how was it, man? It was good. I went and check this out. Yo, man, I met this bad little. It just happens. You know what I mean? You ain't. It ain't a priority. It ain't on the itinerary. It just happened. You know what I'm saying? But even if it is on the itinerary, then it is. But for the most part, it just shows up like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Gans, put me on the big screen.
Hold on, let me put some respect on the money. Will Bro, OG Will Bro with the $5 super chat. Salute Gans and OG Davis and Player with a Passport and the chat. Saw you on and stopped by to show channel support and a like. Salute, OG Will out.
Good looking out.
Good looking, OG Will Bro.
Let's see. Let's put you on the big.
Yeah, for about 10 or 15 seconds.
Yo, that color looks good on you, G.
Thank you. That's Santiago, Chile.
Yeah.
That's what I'm working with in Santiago, Chile. That's the law of attraction. That was one of the hottest days there the whole time I was there. That's at a little coffee shop. And I'm going to give y'all just a little bit of game. You can take me on the big screen now. But check this out. Check this out, Player with a Passport. You go to Medi, you go to Colombia, you go to DR. They have fixated places. Now, there is a fixated place in Chile for that type of recreation, but that typically takes place in the summertime. And their summertime is like December, January to March. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Buck Travel. That's Santiago, Chile. And yes, it's being slept on. That's a coffee shop, right? This particular coffee shop, I forget the name. It starts with an M. But this particular coffee shop was being gate kept by Mr. Austin Holloman. And I had asked him, I said, yo, where's that coffee shop you went to? Right? But he kept.
Why was he gatekeeping it?
I don't know why. But when he went there, I saw what it was working with. Anyway, long story short, coffee shops is one of the things in Santiago, Chile. Mm-hmm. You go to a coffee shop and the women are dressed tight, everything. Yeah. Like they have 3 levels of coffee shops. They have like that one where the women are all dressed with tight jeans, tight whatever, and their bodies and everything is what you call it. Then they have the next level, which is the what I would call scantily clad, or like I guess what is that? Victoria's Secret, where they're walking around in lingerie serving you coffee. And then the other level, which is in one of the malls, where it's a strip club, but it's a strip club that serves you coffee.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's
that's crazy.
It's like, it's so funny. If I find the video, I'm gonna send it to you guys. You can play it on another live. But it's so funny. It's almost like Amsterdam. They be behind the curtain and they'll open up the curtain and trust me, they don't want to be on camera. Because I'm just walking with the phone like I'm talking to somebody, but I'm taping, I'm recording because I want people to see like this is what it is. and you walk through the mall, and these coffee shops, they're coming to the door with lingerie, and they want you to come in, and they're dancing for you and all that, but they're serving coffee while they're stripping. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's something different. And I'm like, yo, this is different. But this is what you get when you really travel.
Right.
I'm not saying anything is wrong with going to Colombia. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Look, Medellin, I love Medellin. And there's still some places that I need to explore when I go back to Medellin. But if you're in this travel, if you're traveling, get out of the box.
Yeah.
The box is what keeps us trapped.
Yeah.
Not just the physical box of your house and your country. Get out of the box that's in your mind.
Yeah.
Expand it. Explore. You know what I'm saying? People say to me, oh, so you going to Thailand? Yeah, you going to go to Walking Street? I will hit Walking Street.
Right.
But I want to see the beaches. I want to go to the elephant sanctuary. I want to go to the temples. I want to see the Buddha. I want to see all of that because that's what drives me to travel. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Coney Island, right? Coney Island, Brooklyn. What's one of the things that everybody loved Coney Island for? Astroland. Coney Island. But back in the days, Astroland, Luna Park,
the Cyclone,
which is the present day, the Cyclone, the spinning, the thing that goes forward and back, playing the music and whatnot.
Nathan's hot dogs.
And Nathan hot dogs, which is now $40 a hot dog. But the point is this: people used to come to Coney Island. Now I grew up in Coney Island, so when people say, "Oh yeah, let's go to Coney Island," well, why you look like you don't really want to go there? Because I live this. I'm here. When we go to other places, people don't realize they're walking around and like, why some people got attitudes. I mean, they're real polite, but they'll be like, why some people got attitudes when we out there taking pictures? Because they live here. It's a new space for us. Why do you not want to explore the world? There's more to see. I told Gans the other day, and I'm gonna land my plane. Trust me, with that mindset, these guys are not gonna go to Marbella, Spain, or Ibiza. They rather go to Sosua and Cancun and Cartagena, not taking anything away from Colombia, because this is where their mind is. This is what they attract. You can't go over there to no Marbella, Spain, or no Ibiza and come there with $1,000 and this is gonna work. No, you gotta go there with bread.
LG. They want to go. They want to go to where they can shoot and hit the bottom of the net without nobody guarding them.
Facts.
Know what I'm saying? Man. Yo, you see what Buck Travel just said? He said, OGD. I was in Morocco and the lounges where the women show up, they serve the women coffee and tea. Salute to Sunday Night Smoke. He's in the building. So
that mindset is heavy, man. Getting out that box, and I think a lot of cats, that box is even is keeping cats from really enjoying a true dating experience, because they so worried about falling into this category or falling into that category, and they're gonna think this about me. Hey man, just go out, just go live, live. You know what I mean?
Listen, playing with a passport.
What's that now?
They got boxing in every country. You know what I'm saying? They got boxing. They got a red light district in every country.
Yeah.
But these dudes is up in arms. Oh, the police came and they ran the girls off of Pedro. Oh, Sosua ain't what it was.
Right.
Okay. Move on.
They can't eat nowhere else, man.
Hold on. They search them. They search motherfuckers' bags in Medellin. Oh, you can't bring no car. They turning dudes back in Medellin. Okay, move on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%, man.
Oh, Cartagena ain't what it was. They moved Delirium. It's 10 miles away. Okay, move on.
100%.
But guess what? They don't want to move on. You want to know why? Like he said, a visa, Morocco.
Yeah, you got to come with a bag.
What's the other country you said, OGD?
Spain.
Marbella, Spain.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to come with a bag, man.
You got to spend that money.
And listen, Marbella is a toned down Ibiza. It's a toned down Ibiza.
And you heard what I said.
Quiet before the storm.
You heard what I said earlier. When we talking about you are what you attract, and you going overseas and you fucking with a mud duck. You want to know why you fucking with a mud duck? Because you a cheap, broke ass motherfucker who don't want to pay for better. So I don't want to be in these spaces and hearing y'all talking about Aisha Diaz or what's the other one I always say?
Bernice
Burgos.
Yeah, that ain't.
You know what I'm saying?
They can't,
because you're not paying Bernice Burgos prices. Yeah, you're definitely not paying Aisha Diaz price. How much she said she want? 50,000 or some 50K.
50K.
Yeah, they not. Yeah, they not even. They not even. They not getting these bras, man. They not getting that, man. They just not. You know what I mean? They just not.
OGD. What's the other one from Venezuela? Everybody, even me, we was up in a hoopla about.
You was Virginia Sandhouse.
Virginia Sandhouse, right? Yo, she's married to a millionaire. You dudes don't want to spend the money. See, nobody want, if they see Virginia Sandhouse from before she became a social media influencer, they ain't gonna like that version of her. But this is an example of evolving. Mm-hmm. She evolved. She became what she wanted to attract.
Right.
She became one of the baddest women out there, and she's going to attract what she became. Mm-hmm. And that's what these people have to do. They have to become what they want to attract.
Big talk right there. Big talk. Let me tell you something, OG Davis. I don't even want to cut you off, but I remember you saying one time that these cats, man, you can go get you a 6 and you can turn it into an 8. You know what I mean? And
exactly.
That's a play that cats can run, but they ain't gonna ever run it because you got to have some bread.
But check this out.
You got to have some bread, and a lot of these guys, and I'm talking about if you like, that's a play you could run if you was like dating serious. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But even some of the cats that's dating serious, they unwilling to run that play because they too, oh man, OG Davis again, they're gonna call me a trick. And then that's a box that they didn't put themselves in. Mm-hmm. Right? Because to me, that's even a mindset. You know what I mean? Look, they put themselves in these boxes, man, and they can't.
London Town gonna come in here and say, he said, Buck Gans don't know about Morocco. That boy ain't ready. Buck, hey, London Town, you don't know what I'm ready for.
Let London Town talk. Let him talk.
Listen, yeah, I let him talk because listen, like I said, and this is what the whole thing is about. It's levels to this shit. So even when you in the Sosua, the Medellin, the Cartagena, I ain't gonna talk too much about Thailand because I never been there. I don't know if I'm going or whatever. Right? There's still levels to the shit. Know what I'm saying? So there is a Bernice Burgos over in Medellin. They never gonna get her. They not gonna get her because they not gonna spend the money.
Even when I give cats the playbook, I think OG Davis, I gave you. I think I sent you the yellow brick road that I was writing up, right? Even when I didn't gave cats the yellow brick road, You know, because at the end of the day, I know how I sound. Right? That's how in tune I am with me. I know how I sound. Right? And there's a lot of conviction here, right? But the experience and the details don't come from a cat that ain't living it like that. I mean, you can't drop these kind of details unless that's what you doing, unless that's how you getting down, right? But the level up is something that cats, they just are unconscious of, or even if they are conscious of it, they not willing to do the work. You know.
Right. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna mute my mic.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna mute my mic. Y'all go ahead and speak.
Yeah. You know, they want everything to come to them easy. You know, and then they get so caught up. Like I understand the conversation when cats are talking about the money, right? But I'm a game shopper, so for me, it's just
I understand it too.
Yeah, I understand where Cass is coming from, but I'm a game shopper, so for me, it's different. But I understand where Cass are coming from, right? But even with that, cats, they still are unwilling to level up, and I'm just like, yo, you brothers, like you can absolutely win, because on the international side, it ain't like what's that, Forrest Gump. You know, it's like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you want. Nah, man, going out the country is like going directly to the motherfucking Hershey factory, getting exactly what you want. You know, because everybody swear, oh man, I deserve this. I'm this type of man. I deserve that. Yet, like you said, Gaines, when you people watching, I know what I be seeing. Yeah, and it ain't nothing what they be saying that they deserve. You know. And it's just a shame, man, because black men, we really are. I remember seeing this thing. What's that dude's name? Anton or something? Was that his name? Anton.
Oh, we going to him in a minute. Anton Daniels.
Okay, yeah.
I got it loaded. I got it loaded up right here. We going to him in a minute. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I know there was some people, they be giving him give him hard time and shit. I don't really follow shit like that.
I'm gonna give him a hard time too.
That's fine. But I seen the thing where he was talking about, yo, you know, black men, like, yo, this is when they come to these females, this is what we do. This is what we do. When I was growing up, black men, when it came to these females, this was our thing. You know? So, like you guys, when I go out and I'm gone and I'm people watching and I'm seeing brothers not rising to the occasion, it's disappointing. You know, because I know as black men, when it comes to these females, like that was supposed to be our lane. You know what I mean? Like, yo, we the Mac Daddies, the blah, blah, blah. You know, and so sometimes it could be disappointing, man. But you know, everybody got to walk their own walk. And you can give them what they say, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. You know,
facts.
I didn't gave cats, I didn't walk them, they told them exactly what to do. You know,
yo, we hold on. We gonna go to Anton, but play it with a passport.
Wait.
Let me say this. What you want to say, OGD?
Okay, before you go to Anton and let play with a passport land his plane, I want you to pull up that London town comment where he says, "What I will say, I'm disappointed you brothers ain't showing Kenya and Africa love." I want you to pull up that comment because I'm gonna respond to that.
Okay,
but go ahead.
Let me say this real quick. Play it with a passport.
What's that?
If you say these chicks, I'm about that life. If OGD say these black chicks, I'm about that life, I does that. Know what I'm saying? Y'all players in your own right. Know what I'm saying? Shout out to my partner on the truck, my man DJ. Every morning I come to the truck, he's like, yo, what up, Playboy? That's the term that we got for the dudes that's about it with them chicks. You know what I'm saying? Playboy.
Right, yeah.
Anton ain't about it with them chicks.
Yeah, hey, listen, I don't know the cat. I'm talking about that specific clip that I seen. I had seen a clip where he was just talking about just black men in general, you know. But I think it was I don't know if he was going after travelers. I don't know, but I just know when he was talking about, yo, as black men, when it comes to these females, man, this is when I grew up, that's what it was. Like,
Well, we go.
niggas,
We
this is what we that's what we was doing. That's what we was getting down. We was the female dudes.
right. So, but we gonna
Easy
get to
work.
him. OGD, what you want to say about this comment?
Okay, London Town. Let me let you in on something if you don't already know. I've been to Kenya. I love Kenya. Kenya definitely is a vibe. You know, I met a lot of great people. I did a lot of networking out there. I know two of the most popular DJs out there who I definitely stay in touch with. I even have a safari guide out there that's waiting for me to return. And then you got another great content creator. She's a female. She's definitely tearing up this YouTube space. Eventually, at some point, people will acknowledge her. I've already done that. Her name is Jasmine Giselle. If you want, just go over to her channel, put in Jasmine Giselle, and you can subscribe to her channel. She lives in Kenya and whatnot. In fact, she actually helped me out with a couple of things while I was out there. You know, even though she wasn't there, she was actually in, I believe she was in Egypt at the time, but she had sent some information over for me. Two DJs I know out there, DJ Chronix, who's one of the top DJs out there, DJ Sean. They both my guys. I speak to them on a regular. You know what I'm saying? There's a barbershop out there that I'm a guy that owns the barbershop. I forget his name. But I got his name in my phone. He's mad cool. There's a guy that I met from Texas that lives out there. So Kenya was definitely the vibe. My only thing with Kenya, and I'll say this, and this is a reality for me, Kenya is very young. And what I mean by that is a lot of the entertainment and a lot of the
Hold it down. I'll be right back.
Okay. A lot of the recreation and the entertainment there is a lot of young people. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I don't have nothing wrong. I don't have no issues or, things with Kenya as far as young people are concerned, because they're just as good as, older people are for me. But it's a younger crowd for me. I can only imagine what I will feel like once I hit Cape Town. Because Cape Town, from what I see on the videos, looks like a lot of young people. You know what I'm saying? But Kenya is definitely a vibe. That's my first destination in Africa. And there's a lot of places that I wanted to go to in Africa, but I would never have thought that going to Kenya would have been my first destination in Africa. And I definitely enjoyed myself. I was there 15 days. The travel there was long, but it was worth it. I had to get used to the time change, which was, a little tough at first because they are 7 hours ahead. But I love the rooftops. I love the restaurants. I loved everything about it. There was nothing wrong with it, but Kenya has its own thing. I would never compare it to other places because Kenya's unique in its own way. And a lot of the other places that I've been to are unique in their own ways as well. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely a great, they say in London Town, want to come on, drop the link.
Hey, I'm getting ready to bang out here in a little bit.
Okay, player with a passport. You already know. We'll chop it up outside of YouTube.
100%, man. I always appreciate y'all letting me up, man. I hope I was able to give y'all some good value, G.
Always. Yo, let me ask you a question. Well, you know what? I asked you on the back end about that. About the Nicaragua. I asked about that on the back end.
Woo. Yo, I'm a cigar guy, man.
You've been there before?
Nah, it's on the radar. It's on the radar.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm a cigar guy, man, and that's like Cuba. That's like the second coming of Cuba. You know.
Yo,
And so
the
I've been
videos
doing
you was putting up,
yeah.
yo, they adding that drive for me right now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, from what I'm seeing, like I guess the biggest downside is that it's not as developed. You know, especially a place like Granada. But I hear that San Juan del Sur is good. That's like a big, but they got a lot of different beach areas out there in Nicaragua. But again, you know, I'm a cigar guy, so for me, I would probably be focused on Granada. You know, I wouldn't do Esteli because Esteli is just if I do a Esteli thing, I'm literally going there to go on some tours at like Perdermo or AJ Fernandez. But place like Granada, San Juan del Sur, even the capital, Manuagua, I think that's the name of the capital. Don't get me wrong. But again, I'm a cigar guy, so for me, it's heaven. You know,
right?
And so I literally was talking to my pops about that because you know, we thinking about doing a father-son trip over there, you know, because my pops used to be, he used to be going to Cuba a lot, you know, before Cuba, you know, this was back in the, you know, the 90s, early 2000s when Cuba was cool. But yeah, that Nicaragua, man, you know, I'm definitely thinking about beelining there to the max.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm researching.
Player with a passport. How long you got? Because I want to bring this up. I want to get to it.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm just waiting on my dude. I'm waiting on my dude to pull up in here, man, so I can.
London Town. We gonna get to you, but we gonna try and move along with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we getting ready to wind the show down. Let me see. Did I share the screen? Okay, here we go. Here's your man, Anton Daniels.
No, that ain't my man.
Yo, I say that because
I know what you mean.
He's actually the hottest dude on YouTube every week. He beefing with somebody every week. But let's go. Women in Colombia and Dominican Republic only want your money. Let's go.
Date women, to mate with women, to get connected with beautiful women overseas. And I've been living overseas for 3 years. I'm not a passport, bro. I mean, I've been living overseas in Cabo San Lucas, big tourist hotbed for 3 years with my whole family.
Fair use.
When I see guys that come over there and I see the type of women that they mess around with, it's no different than a woman in the hood or the hood rat in the hood. And let me explain to you guys how this works, right?
Didn't we say that?
So
yeah,
a guy may come over into the Dominican Republic. He may come over in Colombia. He may come over in Mexico, and he may see a baddie all day long. You know, she look good, she fine, body tight, but she really a hood chick. She a hood rat. She is nothing over there. But to you, she's everything to you because you're looking at her body. But really, this is just a chick that's in the hood. You can find that same kind of woman with that same mentality in the hood in Atlanta, in the hood in Detroit, in the hood in Chicago. Only difference is they're in Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
They're over there. So they're a little foreign or whatever. They got the same energy. They got the same attitude. They have the same outlook on life. Nothing changes except the demographic and where they at. Now, because you are a person from the United States and you got assets, they run the same game that they run with these guys out here in the States. You come over there with some money, they looking at you like a sucker. They looking at you to get that money out of you.
I don't know why people haven't figured this out, is that the universal language of women selling box to the highest bidder, depending on what their circumstances is, that happens everywhere. It don't matter if you somewhere in the United States of America, you can be over there in Oakland, you can be here in Detroit, you can be down south of Miami, you can be over in New York, or you can be in London, or you can be in the Dominican Republic, or
London
you can
town,
be in Thailand, or you can be in anywhere. And the thing that I try to tell people is that you are who you are, regardless of where you go. You still taking you with you. It's not that people can't do what they want to do, but it's that they then glorify it and try to promote it to other people as though that's something that people should chase when they should be focused on leveling up and becoming better versions of themselves, understanding that everything else that's good that's supposed to happen in your life is supposed to come with you.
I agree with the leveling up part, but let's continue on.
You're not supposed to be promoting this horrible trash lifestyle because none of these women actually value you and they don't look at you the same way. They know that over in America, you regular. And there's nothing wrong with being regular. We're all regular, everyday people. But over there, they're going to treat you like a king because it's a finesse. So where you come over here and you try to say, well, all of the women over here are trash. And while I can understand why people go over to other places in order to get visibility into their life because they feel like they're being forgotten over here, I can understand it. But at some point, you're supposed to mature beyond it instead of promoting it, knowing, and a lot of y'all actually know, and you still get finesse. You know that she's using you for every dollar that she can get out of you.
Pause it right there. OGD.
I don't know.
OGD. Isn't that what Mecca did to him? Mecca, whatever her name is.
Oh, what do you mean? That she did to him what?
She used him to get what she wanted.
Absolutely.
Remember we did the show on.
But let's remember that what you call it. We don't know. See, we can speculate a lot of the situation, but truth be told, he got his return on his investment. He invested in her, and she gave him, the box. I believe that.
You believe that? Okay.
He don't know. Anton, this clip right here, he don't know what he's talking about.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, Anton. I got a homegirl named Andrea. Right, Andrea is in Mexico City right now. Right, she from Bogota. Andrea, she's got a online luxury business. She does business with a company down in Miami. Right, she sells luxury watches. Right, Andrea don't need no money from me. Andrea will go sell a Rolex for 23 grand. Right, because she's in partnership with these people. She don't need no money from me. She don't call me asking me for no money. She don't insinuate that she needs some money. She don't say, I gotta pay, my phone is broke, I need a new phone. Like, she absolutely do not need a man for some damn money. Right? Anton think because people in a different country that everybody in that country is broke. Right? And that's a lot of dudes that are traveling. They think that every person in whatever country is broke, right? And they always use the example that I'm in whatever country and the average household only makes $700 a month, right? Let's say 80% of the country makes $700 a month. So that leaves 20% that are making above 800, right? Let's say out of that 20%, 10% are making 1,500, right? So then that's going to leave another 10% that's making more than 1,500. What brothers got to do is change the demographic of women that you dealing with, right? Like homeboy said right there, you dealing with these hood rats, Now let's not get it twisted like there ain't some good women in the hood, because I would never say some shit like that, right? Because there's some good women from the hood, but a lot of men don't know how to discern a woman. They don't know how to peel back the layers of a woman and see the substance of that woman. A lot of men don't know what it's like for a woman to actually like them. They don't know how an acts that actually likes you, right? But this is a whole nother. This is a conversation this would take like a whole nother hour, right? But Anton's missing the big picture, right? Do you have some women that are using men for money? Absolutely, right? But as a man, you should be able to see that coming from a mile away.
You gotta
You
remember,
should be able
player
to.
with a passport. A
Yeah,
lot of these dudes, especially dudes under 40, are not used to dealing with women.
yeah, yeah. You got to be able to see that shit coming from a mile away, because there's a difference between like I said earlier, like a woman looking at you with eyes up. That's a different type of woman, bro. It's different. You know, I don't got time to get into it right now, but Anton, he just don't know what he's talking about there, man. I gotta go,
Yeah.
man. It's my man. I appreciate
All
y'all.
right.
I ain't playing with
Yeah.
a passport. But let's look at this situation. Let's give a reality check when it comes down to it. Anton Daniels doesn't travel out of the country like that.
No.
So his information is based off of what people are telling him and what he sees on YouTube, or if it happens to be on social media. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like, let's go back to when you first went to Sosua, right? That was what, 2010?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many people honestly knew what Sosua was before 2010? The only
Not
people
many.
that really knew, right? The only people that really knew what Sosua was before 2010 were the people that were going to Sosua. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, yes, YouTube was around.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, I think, only been in existence at that point, maybe, because I think YouTube came out in either 03, between 03 and 06, somewhere in that little frame. YouTube wasn't as popular. People were not putting out videos from Sosua. People were not putting out videos from Medellin or Cartagena.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was doing that.
No.
They didn't really start putting out videos of that nature till the late 2000s, slightly pre-pandemic,
About
and during the pandemic.
2015, shout out to Taylor Made Dreams. He was the first one that I remember. Buck Travel
Right,
and them,
but-
they say there was others, but he was the one I remember.
Right. So you didn't really have that information. So a lot of the things that Anton Daniels is speaking about is not based off his own personal experience.
Mhm.
Because you don't really see Anton Daniels going out of the country. You see him
No.
in Detroit, in Miami, because he got business in Miami. He's going to LA, maybe Chicago, and all these other places. He's
And-
not
and-
going to DR.
Yeah, and Atlanta. He's been to DR, but he stayed on the resort.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people's information about these places, if it's not personal experience, they're finding, look, when you go on YouTube and you never been to Sosua, what's the 9 times out of 10 you're gonna put in the search engine things to do in Sosua, and 9 times out of 10 the videos with the most views is going to be about the women in Sosua. So you're going to be bombarded with that. They're not going to talk about, like, well, it was one of the videos you put out where you went to one of the beaches where there's none of that activity. It's a clean beach. People are relaxing, enjoying themselves. There's no women walking up to you and all this other stuff. So a lot of people's points, and especially in this video, is kind of skewed because they're only going by what they've seen or heard. That's it.
Right. Now, Buck Travel asks an important question. If Anton Daniels wasn't a millionaire, would his girl, well, actually his wife, be with him? Yes, Buck Travel,
Yes.
she would. She would, because she was with him before he was a millionaire.
Yeah.
Which she shout out to Ja Rule. She's a down ass chick. Now,
Mhm.
that chick Mika. Now she wouldn't be around if he wasn't a millionaire. Know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But we gonna get into it a little more, and then we gonna wind it down, because we've been on over three hours, right, Mr. D?
And then you'll
I don't
come
know, I'm
over
not-
here and then talk to us or jump on the internet and start talking to us like you the man, where you from. And it's like, dog, you getting finesse just like everywhere else. Just because you jumped on a Spirit flight, and when you went over to another place and you think that you're being, oh, these women are way more. No, they not. It's a finesse. It's 100% a finesse. And the caveat to that is, white men have been doing it for a long time, and you just now getting on the boat within the last 5-6 years.
No, Anton, you just getting on the boat within the past 5-6 years. I've been doing it for 15, and I know brothers who've been doing it just as long as me, and I know brothers who's been doing it longer than me. So you're just getting on the boat within the past 5 years.
And you think that it's all cool and stuff like that. And really, all it is just spreading diseases, pushing more promiscuous behavior.
Hold tight. Spreading diseases. We know what the hotbed was about 2 weeks ago, right, OGD? That rodeo in Houston. We should have covered that last week. That's a whole nother show. You know what I'm saying?
Houston.
Yo, let me tell y'all something. Houston, Texas is hotter than this light right here. They shining brighter than this light right here. That's how hot it is over in Houston, Texas.
The new hub.
Yeah. Yeah. But let's go on. We're gonna skim through it real quick, and then we're gonna shut this down.
Breaking up families, right? You going over there and you dealing with lady boys over there in Thailand. And I understand that if you over in a place and you actually just exploring, or you culturally trying to understand what life is like, or you trying to get new experiences and stuff like that, and then you just so happen to meet somebody that you like over there, that then translates into a relationship, but you still want to be growing within yourself and becoming a better version of yourself, right? That should not change under any circumstances. But that is not what we push, and that's not what's being communicated and promoted. I've heard guys tell me on a live stream,
This is the part I wanted to get to.
that they are sending money back to wherever it is, Colombia, Dominican Republic, wherever it is, and they fly back there 2 or 3 times a year to go and see their girlfriend or who they think their potential wife is going to be. And they send money back every single month to take care of her, not knowing that she probably finessing his drawers off, and probably also got multiple different guys that's doing the same thing. Now, some people going to say, well, ignorance is bliss. What difference do it make as long as he happy? So we're saying that the only thing that matters is happiness, not purpose, not growth, not God, not becoming a better version of yourself, regardless of what state that you're in. He's absolutely right. He's 100% on it, 1,000%.
Not necessarily love.
Now we're gonna pause it right there. Yeah, I'm with the whole part. Bettering yourself, leveling up. OGD, we talk about it all the time.
But
once
Anton
you
Daniels
do-
is a listen, before you say that, Anton Daniels is a hypocrite.
Of course.
He's a hypocrite. Because we could do a whole show debunking everything that Anton Daniels has said in this one video by showing videos of him making a fool of himself, which I'm not saying that human beings are perfect. You know what I'm saying? Because we all make mistakes every day, maybe not every day, but at different points in our lives that are real dumb mistakes. But at the end of the day, Anton Daniels sitting up here giving a public service announcement about leveling up and growing and doing all this. Meanwhile, you getting caught up on your 9 people live stream in the camera with Mika making a fool of yourself, or saying that you want to blow up her spot, but you call yourself a God-fearing man. You call yourself a man of purpose, but you on the live stream talk about, I'll blow up the spot. I'll tell everybody who wanted to F you and all. Boy, bye. Anyway, go ahead. Carry on.
Taylor Winston says Buddy is a clown. He just get paid to talk nonsense. Yes, we know he's a clown. Any dude that dresses up like a glizzy is a clown. And let's go right here. Taylor Winston again. He wants a Mika, but his game got him Rita. So nobody should be taking advice from him, right? And here we go with that thing once again. Game. So when he was a broke nigga, he used Game, and Game got him Rita, right? Now that he got some money, if he get rid of Rita, Rita gonna take half his assets. Like Just Ross just said. Rita gonna take half his assets, but he know damn well he got enough money now to get him a Mika. So we see what your game got you. But now you got that money, you can't get what you really want. But that's all I got to say about it for now. We gonna tackle this again, OGD. We gonna tackle this on the next live. We gonna go live on Tuesday, and we gonna start with this, and we gonna come with him.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So you ain't got nothing else to say about it, right?
Nah, just start thinking outside the box. That's it.
Yeah. So like I said, yo, we gonna shut this down. We've been on for 3 hours and 16 minutes. I want to thank everybody that came up in the building. Thank my partner OGD. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank Player with a Passport for coming up. Ronin Travelers for coming up. Thanks for everybody for hitting the like button. If you haven't hit the like button, please do so. And please subscribe to the channel. Please buy a membership if you haven't done that. For any of my motorcycle watchers that are watching, we back in motorcycle season once again in New York. So I'm getting back to that. I should have pulled out my camera the other day. The local Harley Davidson dealership here in Staten Island, New York is going out of business. And that's a big thing that's going on with Harley Davidson. Y'all know I talk trash about them. But guess what? If I was to buy a motorcycle right now, it would be the 2026 Harley Davidson Street Glide CVO ST. I always talk shit about Harley Davidson, but I like that bike. So that's what it is. But yo, we're gonna shut it down. You know what I'm saying? Once again, when I come back, we're gonna talk about this whole Anton Daniels shit because he's the topic every week. He give us listen, OGD, we ain't gotta talk about these goofy niggas in this travel spirit. We could go live 3 times a week talking about this motherfucker.
Mm.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But yo, that's what it is. I want to thank everybody for pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Get ready to shut this joint down. It's after 10 o'clock. It was a good one. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna try and come live more often, as much as my life permits it. All right?
All right.
All right. So yo, that's what, and I can hear it in your voice, OGD. You ready to lay down and go to bed?
Nah, I'm getting ready to watch Keith Thurman.
Okay.
Keith Thurman fighting Fondora, the tall fighter.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna shut this down. I'm gonna go stream through YouTube and see what else is on. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Salute to Israel Mills for pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. And I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate all the super chat. But yo, we shutting it down. Yo, on your way out, do me a favor and hit that motherfucking like button. Yo, he's OG Davis. I'm Big Gans. This is the Ganser Lifestyle. We want to thank y'all for pulling up and rocking with us. Yo, we out.